Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? We are back with another edition of Boys in the Back. This time on Thursday, July 24th. Matching Thursday here between me and Rick. I am one half of the Boys in the Back. Connor Burks joined alongside me, as always, Mr. New York Rick. And our third boy in the back is actually not in the back today. Frankie out in Phoenix today, but we're in the good hands of Sir Nick today. And we start the show with some shocking news that Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 71. Anthony Sulla Heffinger has an article up right now on uncrown.com that details the passing. Initially reported by TMZ per the outlet, medical personnel were called to the Hogan's Florida home for cardiac arrest. Hogan is survived by his third wife, Sky Daly, and two children, Brooke and Nick. And coming from personally speaking, it comes as a shock. I mean, he just started this RAF organization with Eric Bischoff. He's done several interviews with Ariel on this very channel, even as recently as this year. So to see a guy like this that had such an impact on WWE, the organization wouldn't be what it is today without him. WCW, what he did for the wrestling community, to hear this news came as quite a shock.
Yeah, well said. Thoughts with the family. And later today, hopefully around 2 p.m., we'll have Ariel Helwani on to set the context for this, provide some of the legacy conversation that I don't think you or I are capable of, that hopefully he can deliver.
Ariel can put it into words much better than us. He also experienced his rise to fame and his career much better than we did. So very, very sad news, and thoughts are with the Hogan family and just the wrestling community today, as one of the biggest stars in the history of the sport is gone at 71 years old. We stick with another serious topic. Ben Askren's still recovering from a double lung transplant, and we are currently trying to raise money in efforts to help him on that road to recover. We do have an eBay auction up right now for our signed poker table felt from International Fight Week, signed by all the guests that joined us there: Tom Aspinall, Alexander Volkanovski, Dan Hooker, Israel Adesanya, Demetrius Johnson. The list goes on and on. So if you have a moment, go check that out. Place a bid if you'd like to, as Ariel would say. Just $5.
Just $5.
Just $5 for us here. That will be up for the next few days.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. It goes directly to Ben and his family. So if you're interested in that, a one-of-one piece of memorabilia from our time in Vegas, please do help.
And the link to that is in the chat. Obviously, as they say, it's always difficult to transition from two topics like that. But we do have a UFC card this weekend in Abu Dhabi, a really great fight night card starting at noon, which is my personal favorite. These cards in the desert, you get the noon start. It's on ABC. Robert Whittaker taking on RDR in the main event. You got Piotr Yana, former champion, in the co-main event. Shara Bullet, who is quickly becoming a star in the UFC, trying to bounce back after his first loss in the promotion. Nikita Krylov taking on Bogdan Guskov. There's a lot of good fights on this card. Bryce Mitchell taking on Saeed Nurmagomedov, Muslim Salikov, Carlos Leal, Mana Hibas, and Tabitha Ricci. A sneaky good card early on. And then the curtain jerker, the debut of Marcus Buchecha in the UFC, a potential heavyweight contender. Rick saying Tom Aspinall's worst nightmare?
I didn't say that. I suggested that as a clickbaity YouTube headline and thumb. I do think maybe down the line, but we can save that for when we get to that fight.
Let's talk about the main event. Robert Whittaker taking on Rainer de Ritter. I was about to say Dricus du Plessis, but that happened 2 years ago. RDR?
Yes.
Could he be a title challenger? If he wins, does he get a title shot off this, or is it reserved for Imavov and Caio Bahama?
Yeah, Caio and Imavov.
One away, though.
I think he would be next after that crop, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it with the way that he fights, sort of this unique style. Looks like he always gets tired, just like this big hulking dude that's just aggressive when he's in there. And he sort of had the start of this career, he struggled a little bit with Gerald Mearshart, and then he was an underdog to Kevin Holland, and then he was a big underdog to Bo Nickel, but he just keeps winning. He feels like this guy that the fans feel like they have him figured out, but he keeps going in there and winning. And it made me think akin a lot to one Dricus du Plessis, who is now the middleweight champion of the world. It was kind of like, yep, people keep doubting him, and he just keeps winning, especially in that Robert Whittaker fight where he came in as a big underdog and was able to get it done there. I dug deeper. Not just the fighting styles, not just everything about it, the comparisons between the two. RDR, DDP.
Three initials.
3-letter acronyms to cut their names short. Both middleweights. Both only have 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
DDP was a champion in KSW. RDR was a champion in 1. Both champions in other divisions. RDR has finished 18 of his 20 wins. DDP has finished 20 of his 23 wins. RDR is a Dutchman. Sean Strickland calls DDP a Dutchman.
DDP the Dutchman, yeah.
They both could potentially, work their way to a title shot off of Robert Whittaker. DDP 14-2 entering the promotion. RDR was 17-2. A lot of comparisons.
I see it. I think that the biggest point of comparison is what you touched on earlier, which is the doubt, right? And only speaking for myself here. I don't want to speak for the general public. I don't want to cast this as a wide net. Personally, I doubted Dricus the whole way. I doubted Dricus up until and including that Robert Whittaker fight in which he completely dismantled him and kind of changed my mind on what I was seeing. And to this point, I have doubted Rainier. I have thought, oh, surely Kevin Holland's going to beat him because the grappling, let's equal it out, and then Kevin Holland's going to beat him on the feet. And then as we saw, the grappling was not equal in that fight. And then in his most recent fight against Bo Nickel, I'm like, okay, surely this is where it ends, right? The wrestler, primarily RDR is a grappler. He's going to get him down and he's going to stay on top of him. And then we saw him thwart the wrestling and beat the shit out of Bo Nickel on the feet. I have doubted him to this point, and I'm going to give you a spoiler right now. I doubt him against Robert Whittaker as well, the same way I doubted DDP. And so I feel the comparison because I have been the person who has been sitting in that seat and going, I don't think this guy is as good as advertised. And I think it again. I think Robert Whittaker is going to be better. But come Saturday, there's a real chance that I'm eating crow again, as I have done with DDP and as I have done with many others, where he just makes it look easy. And he really is the new evolution. The part to me that I think is being overlooked a little bit when it comes to this is he feels like an upstart, right? He feels like a newcomer, but he is not truly a newcomer, right? He has been in the game for a long time. As you said, a multi-division champion in 1. And so he is, I believe, the same age as Robert Whittaker, or
yeah, they're both 34.
He's 34 years old, so it's not like this is some red hot young superstar prospect. He's the same age as Robert Whittaker, who, if we are honest about the level of competition that they have both faced, it is leaps and bounds different, right? Robert Whittaker has been cutting his teeth against the best of the best of the best since he was a young fighter in this game, and RDR is just getting here. The level of competition is completely different. But with that also comes a lot of miles, right? Robert Whittaker has a lot more miles on him than RDR potentially has. And so I don't know how that equation will ultimately balance out. I lean toward the idea that experience is going to help Robert Whittaker and he will win this fight. But I also think just generally Whittaker is more well-rounded.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. And it could just be me
doing the mistake,
doubting RDR.
Yes.
And I'll say, I have doubted him. I bet on Kevin Holland. I bet on Bo Nickel. So I am notorious for doubting this guy, even though the most ironic part is that I bet on RDR against Anatoly Malkin in the first fight.
Right. The ones he loses.
He had when he couldn't get the takedowns, he had absolutely nothing to offer him. Which,
to be fair, also that's a heavyweight. Of course, let's call it what it is. That dude, that is a proper heavyweight
who drops bombs,
who is a massive heavy hitter. So that's a tough matchup for anybody. This guy is actually a middleweight. We have to be honest about those. I really do. I respect him for what he was attempting to do there, but those were not really fights that he was slated to win.
When it comes to Robert Whittaker, obviously the Hamzat fight is the freshest in our memory because it was the last time he was in the octagon. But it's sort of a terrible representation of Robert Whittaker's ground game. He has stellar takedown defense.
Yep.
It's 81%. I saw someone posted on Twitter a 2.5 minute highlight of him just scrambling, stuffing takedowns, great get up game. So if RDR isn't getting the takedowns, then I have to think that Robert Whittaker is leagues above him on the feet, and he's going to have success there. Because, yes, he looked very competent against Bo Nickel. He looked great with the knee that he landed and everything like that. The thing is, the jury is still out on Bo Nickel, especially when it comes to his striking. We obviously know he's a world-class wrestler, but we haven't really seen him put it together in the striking yet. So it's sort of like that down the road is when we'll find out how well that went. And then obviously the Kevin Holland fight, he was able to get takedowns and use the grappling there. And then Gerald Meerschaert and Robert Whittaker just aren't on the same level.
No.
So it's sort of like the Gerald Meerschaert fight, like he struggled a bit, but he ended up getting it done in the end. The Kevin Holland fight is at 185, where Kevin Holland has much more success at 170. It is also Kevin Holland. It's just like you don't really know up, down, who you're going to get in there. He's 2-2. He's already got 4 fights in 2025.
RDR's guard and making it kind of easy for him.
And then Bo Nickel, who the jury is still out on how successful he's going to be in his MMA career. And now you're jumping all the way to a top 5 guy who has fought the best of the best, who's been a champion in this weight class. I could be eating crow come Saturday night. It's just like I just feel like Robert Whittaker gets this done. He's able to stuff the takedowns. He's able to excel in the striking, and he gets it done. And I also feel like the 5 rounds favors Robert Whittaker. I can't imagine how it would favor RDR.
It is a very common fallacy, or just a common trap, let's call it, instead of a fallacy. It's a very common trap for us to look at Robert Whittaker and minimize the negatives and maximize the positives, because we've seen the absolute best of Robert Whittaker, and it has been world championship level. So it's very common for us to go, well, the bad performances, like against Khamzat Chimaev, you can kind of erase those and go, well, what he actually is at his core is that guy that we've seen as the champion and the best. And then it's very common on the other side to minimize the successes of RDR and maximize the things that we don't know, because he's such an unknown. So Whittaker, this known quantity, it's very common for us to be like, oh, the good stuff, that's the stuff I'm going to focus on. And then with the guy who's unknown, be like, well, I don't really know about these things, so I'm going to assume they're not great. But then when we see his striking against Bo Nickel, the Thai boxing that he utilized, it was actually like really sharp. It was fantastic. He looked incredible on the feet. And so
people say Bo Nickel quit. That knee was disgusting.
No, Bo Nickel didn't quit. He got beat by a much better fighter that night. And so it is common for us to reach that point where we go, well, actually, RDR maybe not as good as the Bo Nickel performance, and Whittaker not as bad as the Khamzat performance, when in reality, it may actually be exactly that. They may be as good or as bad as those last performances.
On top of that, it's also just like the excuses that we'll make, like it's just like, oh man, Robert Whittaker got slammed down and got his teeth caved in by Khamzat Chimaev last fight. And then it's like, RDR, well, I saw him struggle against Gerald Meerschaert.
Yes, exactly.
Well, he had nothing for Anatoly Malkin 3 years ago now. As if he can't make any improvement since then. As if losing your first 2 professional MMA bouts doesn't teach you lessons and get you to improve in different areas of your game. Like, it's sort of just like, I'll make these excuses. So I would not be surprised if I'm eating crow come Saturday night, where it's just like, well, same thing. Same thing as the DDP thing.
It's the fear of the unknown. We're much more comfortable with the things we know. And I know so much about Robert Whittaker, but I really don't know that much about RDR. We haven't seen him enough to know much about him. And we are much more comfortable with that known quantity in Robert Whittaker. I do ultimately lean that way. But as you said, would it surprise me? Actually, I'll go a step further. Would I be excited by the idea if RDR is every bit as good as Robert Whittaker and maybe even better? I would be super excited by that idea. For all his positive attributes, Robert Whittaker has been around this division for a long time. I don't think title opportunity is kind of like within reach anymore for him, because he has been there so many times. Whereas RDR is a fresh face, a new name, somebody I'd like to kind of see like at the top of this division. So not only would I be accepting of the idea that I'd be wrong about this analysis, but I'd actually kind of be excited because of the fact that he's a new name and a fresh face in this division.
He would also immediately be vaulted into the top 5 with a win over Robert Whittaker.
He'd be one away, as we said. Like, I don't think he's next, because I think Kaio and Imavov have put in enough of a body of work to be in that position, but I think he'd be the next after that.
Yeah, I maybe even the loser of that fight.
If I'm him, I don't want to fight again. And as we've seen with the UFC, they're willing to put him on that rocket ship. This is a very quick turnaround for him to then jump in there. We just saw him in Des Moines. This is a very quick turnaround for him to then jump in there with a guy as good as Robert Whittaker. So I think they see that they have something with RDR, and he's game to kind of like keep riding this wave. I wouldn't be surprised if it only takes one more after this.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if he wins this fight, then the only people in front of him are Sean Strickland, Khamzat Chimaev, Israel Adesanya, and Nasruddin Imavov.
The guys that we're talking about, yeah.
Like, it's just like, no matter what, if he wins this, he's either getting a title shot or he's getting a massive title eliminator.
RDR versus Izzy could actually be kind of fun. Like my most pure striker versus grappler battle. But it remains to be seen. He has a very, very tough task ahead of him in Robert Whittaker. Maybe famous last words, I don't think Robert Whittaker is as bad as his last performance. And I also think Khamzat Chimaev does that to a lot of people because I'm very high on Khamzat Chimaev, as most will know. So I'm interested to see how the games of RDR and Robert Whittaker clash. I ultimately think RDR is going to struggle getting takedowns. And if it's on the feet, I think Robert Whittaker is just going to show he's a class above in the striking department.
Now, there is a world, if RDR is successfully getting takedowns, I think Robert Whittaker will be in trouble. And there is also this, not massive, but it's a size advantage. He's like 4 inches taller than Robert Whittaker, got like 5 inches of reach, just going to be an overall thicker, bigger dude in there. There is a world where like, oh man, he's getting takedowns and he's able to have a lot of success. Yeah,
absolutely right. And I'm mentioning the name Ilia Topuria and I'm mentioning the name Conor McGregor for the sole purpose of illustrating, or even Paddy Pimblett, right? Actually Paddy Pimblett's probably a better example. You can doubt, and you can doubt. But then when the performances start to show that the things that you were doubting are actually not as big of a hole that you suspected, you have to start coming to the realization that this guy is better than you had him slated, and you can't continue to go based on that previous analysis. In the last fight against Bo Nickel, I'm going to grant that Bo Nickel is not an elite striker, but on the feet, it looked like they were in completely different worlds, and I was very impressed with the striking of RDR. I think that's a type of game that he can have some success against Robert Whittaker with. If he's closing the distance, if he's using clinches, and if he has him in close, that's not necessarily like where Robert Whittaker does his best work. He's more of a guy who's in open space, continuing to like land punches and kicks at distance. And so I don't think it's like a one-way traffic, but I do think Whittaker's the better striker, and ultimately I think he will struggle to get the takedowns. But as you said, like there's a world where that analysis and maybe even that takedown defense for Whittaker has diminished, and RDR is able to have some success in the grappling. It's a really interesting and exciting fight. I have a lot of like excitement about the idea of RDR and him being a potential new name in this division. And I also I think, like many MMA fans, love Robert Whittaker. Like he's just a super interesting character. He's a great talker. He's funny. He doesn't take himself too seriously, but he's a relentless and ruthless competitor. So it's a perfect matchup for me.
He's a little bit like middleweights Dustin Poirier at this point.
Yeah,
like he's just like beloved. He did become an undisputed champion, but like beloved, puts on wars, fights the best of the best. Like if you go down Robert Whittaker, like the dude that he's fought lately, like he is always willing to take on everyone. It's almost like his BSD was Ikram Askarov. Like
how big of a factor do you think that experience is going to be? Because I think a pretty significant one.
I mean, just being in there with the absolute best of the best, being in 5-round wars, being in title fights before has to benefit Robert Whittaker in this situation. But there's the size, I want to say the youth. I keep thinking RDR, like he's not younger than him. It really is a fascinating fight. I think it's lined correctly. I think that it's a very, very close fight. I could see it going either way. How about RDR for the boys coming over from other promotions, like repping hard if he's able to get this win? Like 3-0 so far in a time where it's just like, oh, Kaya Sakura comes over, kind of just washed out by Pantoja. Pitbull comes over, he's 1-1, but like neither performance has really been that great. And then here's RDR just trudging along.
Yeah, you mentioned the other promotions. I do want to give a shout out to Drake Riggs, who did an interview with RDR for Unground.com, and he talked about kind of like the experience with one and kind of what they're doing over there and being shelved a bit. It's good to see him like out from that. It's good to see him in the UFC and having this opportunity, because you're kind of hearing this story more and more. A few months ago, we heard the story of Arjun Buller kind of coming out against Chatri and one's practices and things like that. Here's the quote. I mean, it said they're trying to ruin people's careers. That's quite a declarative statement, but you go from that experience to now being like, hey, I'm fighting Robert Whittaker on a massive card for the UFC, one of a stacked cards that they're rolling out this year.
Headlining ABC.
And potentially in a title fight by the end of the year, maybe, or early next year, if you can continue the success. It's a huge opportunity for him. He's also, I talked about how everybody loves Robert Whittaker. He's become a little bit of a fan favorite very quickly. Like he's very candid. He's very open. Even that quote, you can kind of see like he's willing to just say what he needs to say. He had a little bit of a poke at Bo Nickel. I think people are starting to like.
I mean, the Iowa wrestling stuff. I also think a lot of people were preying on the downfall of Bo Nickel.
That's true too.
He brought that to fruition.
Yes.
He's 3-0. You know, former champ over in 1. It makes sense. I actually have an RDR story. We were walking the streets of Des Moines, and I was walking back to the hotel. We were staying at the Fighter Hotel, and there he was in like a hoodie before the fight. And I was like, "Oh shit, what's up, RDR?" And he's just like, "What's up, man?" That's the story.
That's the whole story.
We just kept on walking.
We're gonna start collecting those stories. We got the Fluffy story at the UFC.
We got the Fluffy story. We got the RDR story. We got the Dakota Ditcheva story. Just like awkward, really mundane encounters with these fighters.
Absolutely nothing thrilling.
Like nothing thrilling at all. But those are just like, oh yeah, what's up, RDR?
Maybe next time we see RDR, he's gonna be mobbed. He can't walk down the street because he's the champion of the UFC.
Oh, I mean,
it's not an impossibility. That's the crazy part to me.
Has the UFC ever had a champion from the Netherlands?
Was Overeem champion?
I don't think he ever got the UFC belt.
No, he was not. Bas Rutten.
Man. So like decades.
Yeah, long time ago. Stefan Struve not. Oh, Jermaine Durandamy. She was the featherweight champ. So yeah, there's been actually kind of crazy. Dutch has actually been represented more than I would have thought. But why are you making noises over there?
I'm just agreeing with you.
But yes,
the long reigning GDR title.
I don't think she had a title defense. But GDR, Bas Rutten, for the striking fans out there, he's like not the traditional Dutch guy. Like the Dutch fighters tend to be the like technical strikers, the kickboxing, strikers. He's kind of a different mold of that. He's got more of the like clinch game, Thai fighting style, and also the obvious like grappling credentials. He's a wizard on the ground. Even though I gave a lot of, I thought Kevin Holland would be able to hang with him on the ground because I respect Kevin Holland's grappling. It was levels above, and he showed that. So yeah, a super decorated grappler, an exciting fighter. I'm really excited for this fight. I think it's like a perfect old guard, new guard situation for the UFC.
I did see him do an interview. I want to say it was with like Homa Fighter, Only Fighting, something like that. But he essentially was like, I'm a striker now. Fuck jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's why people like him, because he's funny like that. Like that's a funny thing to say.
Final prediction?
I like Robert Whittaker, and especially at the odds are right now where they're close to a pick'em. I just think more well-rounded. Like there is going to be a point where, but by the way, I'm fully acknowledging, as we have both said multiple times here, there's a chance that we are completely wrong on this. I am going based on past history. I don't think RDR is of the level of Robert Whittaker. I think he will be more well-rounded. I think he will have success in the takedown defense. There's a world where that's just completely off, and if it is, Robert Whittaker's in a lot of trouble.
I agree. I'm going to go Robert Whittaker, TKO round 4.
Makes sense. I could see it.
Kind of starts gassing him out a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you said, I could be dead wrong in this one.
Sub RDR round 2, talking about a new phenom in the sport.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We will see what happens in that one. Let's go to the co-main event. Petr Yan taking on Marcus McGee. Talk about rising stars. How about this for crazy? 3 years ago, July of 2022, Marcus McGee is in his 5th professional bout. Oof.
What promotion?
Glad Frank's not here to see that one. 5th professional bout, LFA, losing by first round finish. Moves to 4-1. Imagine going up to that guy and him being like, yeah, man, in 3 years, I'll be co-main eventing the ABC card in Abu Dhabi against Petr Yan with a top 3 ranking on the line in the UFC bantamweight division.
Yeah, that is a journey in 3 years.
I swear to God, no sport moves faster than mixed martial arts. Like, it is truly insane, like, how quickly you can go. 5th professional fight. Gets finished in the first round in LFA, July 2022. Fast forward 3 years. Petr Yan, co-main event, ABC, Abu Dhabi.
Can we even just go back to, like, 2023?
Journey Newsom.
JP Bay's Journey Newsom. And now you're looking at.
I mean, we talk about increases in level of competition with RDR. Journey Newsom, JP Bays, Gaston Bolaños, Jonathan Martinez, Petr Yan. Like, you're going up against the former champion.
The Jonathan Martinez is at least a viable, like, top contender type fight, and then
Right.
and then there's a jump to
But not
Piotr
Jonathan
Jan.
Martinez doesn't even find himself in the rankings.
But before that,
Yeah.
the level of competition is not very good.
Also, Piotr Jan, 3 years younger than him. Marcus McGee is 35.
Yeah, he got to it late for sure.
Fighting at 135. Only 11 professional bouts. Piotr Jan, 23. You talk about level of competition? Davison Figueiredo, Song Yadong, Merab Dvalishvili, Sean O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling, Corey Sandhagen, Aljamain Sterling, Jose Aldo, Uriah Faber.
Yeah, there's a few champs and title contenders in that mix there.
That's his last 9 fights. Now he gets Marcus McGee. The level of experience here is jarring.
Yeah.
The difference between the two, who they've been in this octagon with, how much octagon time they've had, the 5-round fights. I know this one is only 3, but man, if Marcus McGee is able to pull this off, it would truly, it would be incredible. The way I see it going is more than likely neither guy shooting for a takedown. Piotr Jan has unbelievable takedown defense. Marcus McGee doesn't really fight like that. I imagine it's going to be a striking battle. I think it'll be close, but I think ultimately Piotr Jan, the experience, the skills, and everything has him pulling away and he gets it done.
Yeah, Marcus, in every fight up until the last one, has finished his opponents. All his wins, he has finished his opponents. And to me, that indicates that like maybe the level of competition is now where we start to see it not be this freight train that's just running over everybody, right? Don't get me wrong. The performance against Jonathan Martinez was very, very impressive. But we saw the finish streak come to an end, and now we're starting to see like these are the top guys. And Jonathan Martinez, as you said, isn't even ranked anymore, isn't the like top guys that you're talking about that the Piotr Jans of the world have been facing. This feels like a y'all must have forgot type of fight. I mean, honestly, credit to Piotr Jan because like this is not a fight he needs to take.
It's
like,
crazy.
This is not a guy he needs to be facing at this point in his career.
It shows how high the UFC is on Marcus McGee, or maybe
Yeah.
they're just like, he's 35. He clearly has skills. We need to get him in there. But like this feels like one that Piotr Jan gets the call and he's just like, huh? Like, you want me to fight Marcus McGee, a dude ranked what 13th or 12th or something right now, and I'm he's ranked 12th right now. Piotr Jan like could be having a fight with Umar Nurmagomedov, a rematch
100%.
with Sean O'Malley, like fighting Chito Vera. Like you would think he's more on that upper echelon, but instead he's getting Marcus McGee. And like, respect to Marcus McGee, obviously you're going to take the opportunity, but like you talked about the finishes, it may be the level of competition is finally starting to add up. Piotr Jan, not only is the level of competition the highest he's ever faced, this is a dude that does not get finished, never been finished in his career, tough as nails, like is going to make this difficult for Marcus McGee.
Yeah,
it's a hurdle that if he gets over, especially at how big of underdog odds he is, it'll be incredible.
And not only that, but defensively, Jan is just so fantastic, right? Like his takedown defense, even in the loss to Merab, which I think was one-sided. There are some people that would argue that maybe it was a little less one-sided than I would perceive it as. I thought it was pretty one-way traffic. Merab is not converting those takedowns. Like Merab is in on takedowns, but like Piotr Jan's takedown defense is absolutely tremendous. We've seen this in the fights against Aljamain Sterling as well, right? In the first one, it looked like he was on his way to victory. In the second one, Aljo was able to pull it off, but it was like one takedown around, and he was desperate to kind of get those. He needed those desperately, otherwise it was going to be Jan's fight. So Jan's takedown defense is like up in the pantheon. It's lauded for a reason, and so I imagine that if Marcus is not able to have some success in the grappling on the feet, that's where Jan also shines, right? Some of the better, crispier boxing that we see, especially in that weight class. So I tend to lean Jan here, but I'm just wondering if Marcus has something that like we maybe haven't seen at the top of this division before. He has a little bit of like nastiness that maybe the other guys that have been up there in the top of the rankings don't have. He's a bit of a dog, as they say. But I find it hard to see anybody who's not the caliber of like Merab beating Jan, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and it feels like kind of similarities, maybe not in the odds and the level of competition between the two, but it feels similar in like these two guys lower down in the rankings getting massive opportunities to become sort of the new gen at these weight classes, middleweight and 135 for the UFC. I mean,
who do you think has more chance?
RDR for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
RDR, if he wins, I will be like, damn, there it is, man.
Yeah.
This guy is one shot away. Like doesn't surprise me. Marcus McGee goes out there and beats Piotr Jan, I'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah, me too.
Holy shit. What a win by Marcus McGee. Like if he I know he has so many finishes. If he were to go out here and finish Piotr Jan, like my jaw would be on the floor.
If he finishes him,
my jaw would be on the floor. To do that on ABC in a division where Yeah, it's kind of stacked up top, like with the Umars and Merab kind of starting to run through it. But like you could find yourself at 135 in a Pantoja situation here somewhat soon, where Merab's just beating everyone. And it's just like, well, throw Marcus McGee in there, see if he can beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rankings right now. Merab champion, Sean O'Malley.
Kind of out of that title picture now.
But just to say the names, Merab, O'Malley, Umar, Jan. Like outside of O'Malley, Merab, and then we did not. Did we see Umar versus Jan? No. That was booked maybe, and then they never did it. Either way, it's those names that are going to beat Piotr Jan. I don't really give much of a chance to the people. Then again, he had a great fight with Corey, one of the best fights of that year that I really loved.
And what's Corey doing? Fighting for the title.
He's fighting for the title, and Jan ultimately won that fight. So it's a bit of a hard road for Marcus McGee, but the opportunity of his life. Like you, I would be shocked if he's able to pull it off because I think so highly of Jan still at this point in his career. But there's just a point in these guys' lives where the miles add up. Like Jan has been fighting for a very fucking long time, and there's just a point where the Whitakers, the Jans, are just a step behind where they used to be. And maybe that night is on Saturday. At the moment, I'm not ready to close that door.
What's crazy is he's 3 years younger than Marcus McGee.
I know.
It's just wild.
It's the miles, though. As you said, 3 years ago he was 4-1. You said.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It's not necessarily the age in this scenario. It's the miles. Jan has been in some battles for a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean he has been in 5-round fights. Any concern? Maybe Marcus McGee capitalizes on this. You know the cliche, the patented Piotr Jan downloading information, like slower starts, rounds. This is only a 3-rounder. He's used to mostly doing 5-rounders.
No.
Marcus McGee comes out on the gas.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
Jan
is just he's so good defensively. It's once you start getting frustrated because you can't mount your offense against Jan, it becomes his fight. Now, the counter to that, the thwarting of that, is a guy like Merab who it doesn't matter if you're thwarting his offense because his offense is just being offensive. He doesn't have to be successful, as I've said many, many times. He doesn't have to convert the takedowns. I don't see a world where Marcus McGee is able to have huge success against Jan just by being busy. That's not really his game. His game is being nasty and finishing fights, right? Hitting you with power shots, grappling with you, getting you to the ground and pounding you out. Like that is his style. His style is by actually like being aggressive and finishing fights. He needs success for that. He needs to be able to take you down, or he needs to be able to land something big to make it work. I just see Jan being too good defensively, and when he is in that position and now frustrated because Jan is not leaving openings for him to be caught, that's when Jan starts to turn up the volume and get his own offense off, and that's how I see it going.
These top two fights are fascinating.
They're great fights, though. I'm excited to see what Marcus can do against Jan because, again, this is the by far the toughest fight of his career.
Let's go to the featured bout. Shara Bullet taking on Marc-Andre Barriol. I still have not seen a performance from Shara Bullet. I'm waiting on it. Despite him being, I think, 4-1 in the promotion, where I've been wildly impressed. Like the double spinning back fist was incredible.
Knockout of the year,
but it came in a fight where he was struggling with Arman Petrosian. Lost that first round. Was in a very close second round, and that sort of came out of nowhere. It was sort of like
at least even. Let's call it that. It was at least an even fight to that point.
For sure. And then, like the Tricoli knockout, it is what it is. The Oleksiejczuk fight, like kind of ho-hum, and then the loss to Michael Page. Like he's obviously talented. He is obviously skilled, but I'm still waiting for like that performance where you're like, wow, like he has arrived.
He's never been dominant. He's been impressive. He's had knockouts that make you go, okay, I see this. I see the potential. I see what people are seeing in terms of his style. He's an exciting fighter. He's a flashy striker. He throws stuff like the spinning back fist that is absolutely bananas. But I have yet to see him kind of like put in a complete performance from start to finish that I'm like, this guy can dominate in the way that they have him lined as like a 5 or 6 to 1 favorite. That kind of boggles my mind a little bit because I have not seen a guy of that caliber from him yet.
I was just gonna say he's getting lined like he is that dominant dude. Minus 700 to Marc-Andre. Yeah, Marc-Andre Barriol plus 440.
Yeah, 7 is crazy. How is that? Listen, again, famous last words. We're gonna sit here. He's gonna go out there and dismantle Marc-Andre, and it's gonna be like, yeah, of course,
knock him out 700. Ice cold in the
first round, 30 seconds in. But I have not seen that to this point. That's not the type of guy I've been watching. As I said, again, exciting, capable finisher, a really solid striker. But I've not seen a fight where I've been like, this guy's in complete control the whole time. There's no holes in the game. There's some obvious holes in the game. I think Marc-Andre is going to be a little bit tougher of a fight than those odds indicate.
There is a world. Marc-Andre Barriault doesn't really go for takedowns. He's willing to engage in the striking. He can be aggressive. We've seen him knocked out 3 times in his UFC career. There's a world where he gets too aggressive and Charbullet counters him with one. He doesn't go for takedown. He stays there. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying, trying to play devil's advocate for lining in at -700.
Yeah, I get that, but you have to think Marc-Andre knows that his path to victory is get in close, clinch, take down, get him against the fence, see what his bottom game looks like, throw a few hammer fists, and then go from there. And if that doesn't work, then maybe you sell out and you take the opportunity. You take the chance of getting knocked out yourself. I don't know. Even in a world where Marc-Andre is coming forward and playing into Charbullet's hands, I still give him a chance. I don't think it's out of the question that Marc-Andre, who has massive power, is out of that equation either.
-700 is like auto win.
Yeah,
that's like you're getting in that territory of like
Merab's
this guy
not
should dominate
over anybody, and Merab is like one of the most dominant one-way traffic guys we've seen.
I think Charbullet probably wins, but I'm not as confident as the bookmakers are. I think this is going to be a better fight than it is perceived.
I feel the same way.
And also, like, Charbullet's been over the 1.5 in every single one of his fights in the UFC. Like, it's not like he's some like super quick one-hitter quitter type guy. Like, he sort of just like stays in there, kind of gets it on volume. The one time that he had, other than the double spinning back fist, I don't know. It's a very intriguing fight to me, and maybe getting that first loss on your record is going to be helpful to Charbullet.
I mean, either way, he's got such a unique look, and he's such an interesting character. He talks that good shit. Like, he'll be around for a while. If you continue to match him up with strikers, it's the right strategy. It will work. But yeah, that line feels off to me. Is where I'm ultimately at on this fight.
We'll find out on Saturday after Char wins by first minute knockout. Marcus McGee
10 seconds.
chokes out Petr Yan in the first round, and then RDR just steamrolls Robert Whittaker. Let's keep rolling on the main card. Asu Almabayev taking on Jose Ochoa. Ochoa on a quick turnaround. I just saw him at UFC Atlanta, trying to put his name into the UFC rankings. He could immediately get in the top 10 in a division that is hungry, thirsty for title challengers. Meanwhile, Asu Almabayev, one half of the legendary main event, Asu Almabayev versus Manel Kape. Unfortunately, he got his first loss in the UFC in that one. Now he's trying to bounce back from it. A great poster came from it. Nonetheless, this one's interesting to me with Jose willing to quickly jump back in there, go all the way to Abu Dhabi for this one. Just 24 years old, repping Peru. Like I said, like trying to get in the top 10 of a division that is just being run. Like the overlord of the division is just like Pantoja, like hungry for new contenders. And you win here, then you start getting top 10 matchups.
Yeah, and I think Almabayev, like losing to Manel Kape, is no stain on the resume. Like Kape is like the fascinating guy in the division because like he can't seem to kind of get to that title shot, but when against anybody else, he's kind of like this knockout artist that nobody can seem to like figure out. I don't think that is some like indictment on Almabayev. I think this will probably be a bounce back performance for him. I'm a little surprised that he's not a bigger favorite in this fight. But it does the win against Cody Durden was very impressive, so I understand why.
He finished Cody Durden in his hometown.
Yeah, I understand why he'd be getting respect, but I think this is Almabayev's fight to lose.
Yeah. A good fight at 125, and Almabayev repping Kazakhstan. Hopefully some Kazakhstani fans jumping on the plane and getting over there for him.
What do you think like line wise?
Oh, it's like evenly lined.
But what do you think of that?
I'm not gonna bet on it, but like I feel like that's proper just because we're still finding out about Ochoa. He's still just so young. I don't know how many improvements he could have made since the last time out, but I guess I am with you. It feels like Asu should be like a -160, -170.
That's where I'm at. Like 2 fights ago, Ochoa was losing to Loner Kavanaugh. Like, I don't know. Look, The Durden win was very impressive. Like, I would have probably went the other way on that one. So what do I know? But yeah, I feel like Amabayev is one of those guys that actually will be like future title contender for 125. So that's where I'm at.
Let's go to the last fight on the main card. The first one that you will see, Nikita Krylov taking on Bogdan Guskov. To me, this just feels like the game plan's right there for Krylov. Take Guskov down and sub him out. It's just like we've seen him struggle in the grappling several times. I believe it's his only loss in the promotion, the Volkan Ozdemir, who isn't notoriously a great grappler, able to take him down, sub him out. Billy Elikana had some success in the grappling there as well. Krylov, who is so nasty, who is so capable of getting finishes at any point in the fight, especially when you're on the mat with him, take him down, sub him out. That feels like the game plan. Like, don't stay on the feet with him. Don't try and strike with a guy who has massive knockout power. Just take him to the ground.
It's his fight to lose. I feel exactly the same.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the featured prelim of the evening. Bryce Mitchell making his debut at 135 against Said Nurmagomedov. Goes win-loss at 145. Decides to go down to 135. I don't really blame him because all those losses, all three of them, Ilia Topuria finished, choked out. Josh Emmett, life-changing knockout.
Yeah.
John Silva, another brutal finish. Like he's getting finished in these losses. Clearly, he's not really in that title contention at 145. Trying to change it up. Still at 30 years old to go down to 135. But he doesn't get an easy welcome, man.
No.
Said Nurmagomedov is not an easy welcome to this division.
I'm interested to see how Bryce looks here. This is a hard one for me. Like the betting odds look right to me, where it's like Bryce is like, I believe, a very small favorite. I would think that he would be able to beat Said, but then I have real concerns about his striking. Like, as we saw in his most recent performance, if you can neutralize the grappling, he is kind of in rough shape with the hands. And so I wonder if he's going to be able to have success in the grappling against Said. I think he can, but I don't know. Maybe it's going to be one of those where he's like able to get a little bit of success and kind of grind out a decision. But I have to think, due to the level of competition he's been facing recently, he'll be prepared for this, and probably I give him a slight edge, but it's one that I'm probably staying away from a betting perspective.
Oh, I definitely am, just because I don't know what Bryce Mitchell's going to look at 135. Honestly, he's going to need to go for takedowns. Said's got the nasty front chokes. He's also good in the striking, man. Like, I don't underrate Said's striking, and I think he'll be better than Bryce Mitchell on the feet. It really is just that Bryce Mitchell is able to maul him.
If he gets takedowns, it will probably be Bryce's fight, but like maybe he only gets just enough. That's where I'm kind of like thinking at the moment. But the opponents that he's faced in his career, like Bryce Mitchell has fought top level competition, and Said has not yet.
Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned the losses were to Jean Silva, Ilia Topuria, and
Champs, title
Emmett.
contenders. Like, it's the top of the top.
Yeah, like a top 10 dude in John Silva, top 10 dude in Josh Emmett, and now the 145 and now 155.
Stumble against Lockdog.
Ilia Topuria.
Sorry, what did you say?
Bryce Mitchell losing to Ilia Topuria.
Yeah, I'm saying Said.
Oh, Said.
Lockdog fell to Lockdog, who at the time maybe was not like a top level guy, but now we're starting to see maybe could be a top level guy. And so, it's too close to call for me on this one.
I'm with you.
I lean ever so slightly toward Bryce.
I'm going to say I lean ever so slightly towards Said.
Okay, I like it. There we go.
I think Said gets this one done. It's going to be very interesting to watch. A great way to go into this ABC card. Another one up, Muslim Salikov taking on Carlos Leal. We talked to Pizzi about this one earlier, and he was shocked at the odds on this one. Really felt that Muslim Salikov was getting disrespected, but I don't know, man. 41 years old against Leal, who is very strong, man. He's taking his vitamins and minerals. That is for sure. And he has got a 10-year age gap. I just feel like it's going to be too much for Salikov.
Muslim is such a exciting striker, and like kind of just finds ways to win. I'm with you though. I think Leal is going to be too much. I like Pizzi though. I am a little surprised by the line. I thought it'd be a little tighter. I thought it'd be a little closer than that. But I think Leal will win.
Leal robbed the last time he was in the desert against Renat Fakhretdinov. I don't see that happening here.
No.
I feel like
I don't think it's going to go to decision. Do you?
I would be surprised, but that's knock on wood. That's famous last words. It's almost like every time we say that, it actually ends up going to a decision. But 41 at 170 against the guy who's young, fast, and strong. I mean, he's no Wonderboy Thompson, but I guess you can still fight.
Kind of is Wonderboy Thompson.
I guess at that age you can still, if you're just going to be a wild like karate style.
The karate style striker, yeah.
So I guess that is the exact comparison. Is
but
40 the new 30 at 170?
Well, as we've seen though, like Wonderboy kind of like the young hungry guy is the way to like kind of outdo him. If you're gonna just stand and like point fight, if you're gonna try to do the karate style back, then I think guys like Muslim and I think guys like Wonderboy are gonna have the chance. But if you're like in their face and aggressive in the way that Leal is almost certain to be, I do think it will be too much.
Let's keep it rolling. Damon Blackshear taking on Davy Grant. Similar to the Krylov fight. Feel like Damon needs to grapple here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to like what Davy Grant has to offer him on the feet if it stays standing there.
No, but Damon has shown like he is a supreme grappler. The moment he kind of hits the ground, he is looking for subs and he's shown himself to be extremely capable down there.
Yeah, and this would be his 4th straight win. Knocking on the door of potentially getting a number next to his name. Like he's kind of had like a bit of an up and down.
Three in a row. I'm just seeing that now. Yeah, impressive.
Yeah, like since he came into the promotion in 2022, like it's sort of been like up and down. Comes in with a draw, then gets a loss, some wins, some losses. Now it's 3 straight. Feels like he's starting to string it together, and I feel like if he just continues to depend on the grappling, he can get it done here against one Davy Grant, who's always down for a scrap.
Yeah.
So if I'm Damon, get that thing to the ground. Amanda Hebus versus Tabitha Ricci, a top 10 matchup. Interesting fight that will almost certainly go to decision. That will almost certainly be 29-28.
I think Rebus is a little more well-rounded and will probably end up on top.
I think Rebus too. Ricci, like the threat from Ricci is all in the ground game, but I feel like
it's in the control. She's a control
I feel like
grappler.
Rebus has enough to thwart that.
I feel the same. And also I think Rebus can be offensive with her grappling against Ricci. So I don't think she'll be scared to go to the ground. I think she'll be a little bit better on the feet. And so I favor Rebus to be a little more well-rounded and win it.
Ibo Aslan taking on the aforementioned Billy Elikana, who's coming off a loss to Bogdan Guskov. The Turkish delight, Ibo Aslan. Feels like he's just going to come in here like he always does, trying to take his head off.
Yeah, and I mean, what else would we expect? That's the best version of him. Remember the Turkali fight in Jersey? It was like now there was some like weird moments in it, but it was kind of the most exciting moment of the entire card.
Yeah, shout out to Ibo Aslan, Turkish delight. The Last Ottoman is his actual nickname, which we'll get into later with the.
Wait, so where did Turkish delight come from? Is that like the Bobby Knuckles? Is that like the?
He's just Turkish and handsome.
But is that yours or is that? You're calling him that? Okay, got it.
There's not many Turkish fighters in the promotion. If you ever main events somewhere, Fight Feast Turkey, get our hair done.
Who's our?
Yeah, I know. Who the fuck is we? Right, God damn it. You, Frank, and Ariel have fantastic hairlines. Jordan has a good hairline too. There's a couple bald guys walking around the office. They can join in.
Thanks.
Mohamed Yahya, massive underdog, but he is repping the UAE versus Steven Nguyen. Should be an interesting scrap there. I mean, Steve is a massive favorite in this one.
Yeah, a talented striker. Like I think it's his fight.
All right, curtain jerker. This is the one that I really wanted to get into. We've kind of been brushing over the last few. Martin Budai taking on Marcus Buchecha in his UFC debut. If you do not know who this man is, he is a 4th degree BJJ black belt, a 13-time gold medalist at the Worlds, a 2-time ADCC gold medalist, a 2-time World Grand Prix champion, and a 2-time World No-Gi world champion as well. Has almost 150 professional BJJ matches, has fought in the likes of Gordon Ryan, the best of the best. Like on the mat, he is an animal. He is a star in his own right as well. He's got like 100 or 550,000 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
If he is able to come in here and get a finish, this is the next guy to watch at heavyweight.
I agree.
In a shallow, the most shallow division in the UFC.
2 weeks ago, we did a like, who the fuck is in this division that can even like make a name for themselves to come fight Tom Aspinall? This is a guy who, let's be honest about his how fast he can ascend here. He's far away, right? He's coming in against Martin Buday, who is not like a household name. This is going to take some time, but if he's able to get a submission here, it will start to build like the Jalton Almeida build at light heavyweight and heavyweight, where Jalton Almeida was able to rack up sub after sub after sub or finish on the ground and all of a sudden kind of like become this like vaunted grappler who climbed the ranks. This guy's level of grappling is so far above everybody else's in this division. It's ridiculous. Now, this is MMA and you're going to have to round out the rest of your game, but he's a 6'3" like Hulk of a man. If you continue to feed him this level of opposition, there is no doubt he should be able to just continue to sub them. Now, if he struggles there, if all of a sudden he can't sub people or all of a sudden he's getting knocked out, this is over very quickly. But I think this will be a chance like a Bo Nickel where you can kind of just give him the right type of matchups and he can find ways to succeed up until a certain level of opposition where it's going to be really do or die on whether he's well-rounded enough in MMA. But this should be Buchecha sub, no doubt. Guarantee.
It feels like they were very intentional with this matchmaking. You're getting Martin Buday, who is in the top 15. You can immediately put him into the rankings with a victory here. I mean, for God's sakes, Rizvan is ranked.
Yeah,
he's coming off
everybody's
a loss.
ranked.
You can easily put him in the rankings here. Did a little digging. No one has taken Martin Buday down in his 8-fight UFC career. That is because
nobody's tried.
There have only been 4 takedown attempts through the 8 fights. So once every 2 fights, a sloppy big heavyweight is like, oh, let's go for the takedown here. Nope, didn't work. All right, we're back at range. I can't imagine that's going to be the game plan for
Buchecha. Yeah, probably not. But yeah, like maybe there are some who don't know. I feel like there was a time in MMA back in the day where like these type of grapplers were more known, right? Like when people would be like, Damian Maia, oh my God, this guy is like a phenom. And we would be more familiar with some of the jiu-jitsu players, or even like Bo Nickel. It's like, oh my God, to be that decorated a wrestler. He is of that level in terms of BJJ. This is like the cream of the crop when it comes to BJJ. So as we said, this could be a coming out, and this could be an opportunity for him to hop immediately toward the back end of those rankings, or maybe just fall short outside. Either way, if he's able to string together a few submissions in a row, it will be an antidote for the kind of doldrums of that heavyweight division.
It's also incredibly exciting that it is happening at heavyweight. You're getting this guy who is a world-class, not just grappler, but like gets submissions, is unbelievable when it comes to the mat. And like, not for nothing, like he's got a following. He is well known in that world. And if he starts dominating, sort of this aura, this lore behind him starts to build up, and he really becomes a potential star in this division.
He is 35 years old, which in other divisions, like we're talking about, like we're like, man, Marcus McGee is kind of late to it. 35 at heavyweight is a little more forgiving, right? The age of heavyweights tends to be higher than the ages of the other divisions. You can kind of carry that power and that size and not having to cut weight and all those things a little bit longer. So I'm not as concerned about the fact that he's coming into the UFC now at 35. But he has to show that he is an MMA fighter. I don't think he has to show that against Martin Buday. There will be a point, though, after this where if the grappling is not working, he will have to show that like his hands are at least coming along in the way that we had to see it from Bo Nickel. And he showed that they weren't yet. He showed that against Rainer de Ritter, the stand-up game still needed a little bit of work.
He'll have to show the hands are coming along, and this is not the best division to find that out. Because if they're not working and you're not getting the takedowns, you're probably going to sleep. I wish I'd meant to send Jordan the side-by-side. This is such a ridiculous like side-by-side fight. We'll see it when I go over my bets later in the show. But like Buchecha is like this.
In terms of the physique?
Yeah, he's like this absolutely jacked to the gills, like handsome, like tan skin Brazilian. And then Martin Buday is just sort of like dad bod, pale Slovakian. Just like it's like the two exact opposite physique styles for both these guys. So that is the whole card. UFC Abu Dhabi starts at noon on ESPN Plus, ESPN, and then goes over at 3 o'clock on ABC, getting the mainstream treatment they usually do for these Abu Dhabi cards. But a very good fight night. I am very much looking forward to this, especially that top half of the main card. Those last 3 fights are going to be fascinating stuff to watch. I cannot wait. Let's shift back over to the shocking news of the passing of Hulk Hogan at 71 that we briefly discussed at the beginning of the show today. And to help us sort of contextualize it better, Ariel Helwani joins the program. Ariel, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you? Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, very, very sad news. Somewhat shocking news. You know, there were some reports, some from people who knew him quite well, most notably Bubba the Love Sponge recently, saying that he wasn't in the best of health. You know, we had him on the show just a few months ago, and I've seen people post pictures from that interview this morning, commenting on the way in which he looked, but just 71 years old. And there's a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of feelings that are going through me right now because this is a very, very complicated legacy. This is a very complicated figure in the world of sports entertainment. And I don't know if, let me be very clear, the reason why it is complicated isn't the same by any stretch, but it is reminiscent to a degree of when O.J. Simpson passed away, because O.J. Simpson had a first act where he was beloved, and he had a second act where he was beloved, and then he had a third act where he was not beloved, and a fourth act where he was not beloved. And it is somewhat similar in this regard when talking about Hulk Hogan's legacy and everything that he did for the pro wrestling world, because in my opinion, he is the most famous pro wrestler of all time. When you talk about a Mount Rushmore, if you don't have Hulk Hogan on it, I'm not talking about from a technical standpoint. I'm talking about like someone who had an impact on the business. He has to be on there. And if you're ranking them, he has to be number one. I think he's the most famous pro wrestler of all time. You can make a case for The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, but the case is in large part due to what he did post pro wrestling. If The Rock would have just remained pro wrestler, then I don't think he reaches, the superstardom levels that he's at today and beyond, and then some. Hulk Hogan, in large part, is who he is as famous as he is because of everything he did in pro wrestling. And if you were a kid of the 80s and 70s and early 90s, you know all about this. There is no pro wrestling boom. There is no WWF boom. There is no WrestleMania without Hulk Hogan. In January of 1984, when he beats the Iron Sheik at Madison Square Garden, that changed everything for Vince McMahon and WWF. They strapped the rocket to him. Prior to that, he was just a big man competing in Japan, in AWA, in Minnesota, but Vince saw something in this guy and said, "This is our guy. This is the all-American hero that we need." And I was relatively young at that point. I was 2 years old, but I've said this story a million times. I remember being in a video store and seeing Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, who was a gigantic deal in the 80s, on the cover of a box of a VHS and saying, "I need to watch that." And I rented that, and that's how I learned about WWF, and that was the box for WrestleMania 1. And so when they put that title on him in January of 1984, when he beats the dastardly Iron Sheik, now in the midst of everything going on between the U.S. and Iran, and of course Russia, all that, like, he was the perfect guy. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, work out, do all that stuff. Red, white, and blue, all American, incredible walkout. And then, going into 1985, WrestleMania 1, Madison Square Garden, the biggest gamble of McMahon's career at that point, he's hosting SNL the night before with Mr. T. The night before WrestleMania 1 at Madison Square Garden, Hulk Hogan, pro wrestler, is hosting Saturday Night Live with Mr. T in order to gain awareness. He's the first pro wrestler to ever be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He was, in my opinion, you could say that there were 3 uber famous athletes in America that were known worldwide. It was in no particular order. It was Hulk Hogan, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan. They were the guys. In the 80s, there was no one bigger than them. And I'm not talking about Muhammad Ali, who was a big deal in the 70s. He wasn't active anymore in the late 80s, 90s. It was Hogan, it was Tyson, it was Michael Jordan. And then there were obviously other guys. Wayne Gretzky was a big deal in Canada. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Dan Marino, those guys. But like no one touched them. And Hogan was at the very top of the list. And he was a pro wrestler. Nothing more, nothing less. WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome, 70, 90, whatever thousand amount of people you want to say were there. It was gigantic. He slams Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, head-to-head with the Ultimate Warrior, the passing of the torch at the Skydome. These were iconic is selling him short. He carried pro wrestling. He carried that company. He put the entire industry on the map. Without him, it doesn't explode into the global business that it is today. And then it starts to get a little complicated in the 90s. It starts to get complicated with the steroid trial where, he's on the Arsenio Hall show and he's asked point blank, did you take steroids? He says no. And then later he is forced to reveal that he did in fact take steroids. It gets complicated when he leaves WWE and does a few movies that didn't quite hit. Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny, Thunder in Paradise, a TV show that did not succeed. And then he goes over to WCW in the mid 90s and the act is wearing thin. People aren't taking to it. And he doesn't maybe get enough credit for this. He recognizes, and our friend Mark Ramundi wrote all about this in his tremendous book, which I have somewhere here, Say Hello to the Bad Guys, about the NWO. He changes course and he turns into one of the greatest bad guys in the history of the business. By turning heel in 1996 with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, by starting the NWO and by being the frontman for that, he added another 10 or so years to his career that was fizzling, was failing at that point, and became again one of the biggest acts, one of the biggest draws in the business, and one of the biggest heels in the business. And I'll never forget being at WrestleMania 18 at the Sky Dome, now known as the Rogers Center, and it's Hogan versus The Rock. It's icon versus icon, and it was billed as Rock good guy versus Hogan bad guy, and the entire crowd, 67 or so thousand people, said, "No, we're not doing this. We're cheering for the Hulkster." And on that day, he turns babyface. And then I went to Monday Night Raw the Monday after, and I was at the Bell Center in Montreal. And I think at this point, off the top of my head, I think it was a 10 to 12 minute ovation where he just literally stood in the middle of the ring, and everyone in Montreal who was in attendance that night stood and clapped for him because he was back in WWE after all these years, and then had a pretty nice run afterwards. But then again, it gets even more complicated, and the worst of all, first with the sex tape, and then the lawsuit with Peter Thiel and Gawker, and then what really changed everything for everyone about exactly, I believe, 10 years ago, July of 2015, where more footage from these tapes come out, and he is caught saying horrifically, horribly racist things about someone that his daughter Brooke was dating, and about black people in general, and he never quite recovered from that. Now, there will be some people like Eric Bischoff, who we talked to about this on Monday's program about his complicated legacy, who will say like, "Oh, this is just a vocal minority that has held on to this." But no, I mean, I was talking to some friends today who are huge wrestling fans, who are black, who say that I love this guy, and now I hate him. And I never was able to forgive him. And you saw what happened January 6th at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood on the Netflix debut. The crowd booed him. And he told us on the show, no, they booed me because I was playing the bad guy. He wasn't playing the bad guy. He came out with the red and yellow. He came out with the flag. He wasn't playing the bad guy. And there are wrestlers since who have said, Shelton Benjamin notably, who said, when he spoke to us about it, because remember, in the aftermath of this, WWE kind of parted ways with him and wanted nothing to do with him, took him off the website, the Hall of Fame, all that stuff. And wrestlers in the aftermath said, he didn't really show the contrition that we thought he was going to show. He didn't seem apologetic. His message to us was, don't get caught. I got caught on camera. I got caught saying horrible things, racist things, offensive things. Don't get caught. He didn't, according to them, I wasn't obviously in the room, he didn't say, I'm sorry, I will never live this down, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's why it's incredibly complicated, because you see today people dealing, I'm going through it. I'm sorry for going so long here, but it's like, this guy represents everything that I loved about pro wrestling. He, to me, he is my childhood. For many people, feel the same. He is 1980s wrestling. I watched his cartoon, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, the stuff with Cyndi Lauper and MTV and Captain Lou Albano. Like, this is my childhood. The red and yellow. When he came back, it was unbelievable. I wanted to be at WrestleMania 18 because it was his first WrestleMania after a decade away. I wanted to be at that Raw in Montreal because it was his big return to WWF television and all this stuff. So like this guy, it's okay to say it's complicated, and it's okay to say that at the end you weren't a fan and you were disgusted by the things that he said. But to me, you have to acknowledge who he was in the 80s and the 90s and what he did for wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, no bigger star. It's him, it's Austin, it's The Rock, and maybe Cena. No one sold more tickets than him. No one sold more merch. And look at those three guys that I mentioned, and Ric Flair is on that list as well. The majority of those guys are post late 90s and beyond. In the 80s, in my opinion, especially in the Northeast and as around the world, it was Hulk Hogan. Ric Flair wasn't quite known around the world like he was because he was in WWF and Ric Flair was WCW for the most part, and WWF was bigger in the 80s. No one bigger than him, and he can walk anywhere in the world. He can walk in India, he can walk in Japan, he can walk in Brazil, China, anywhere in the world, and everyone recognized him because of the Fu Manchu, because of the hair, because of the muscles, the 24-inch pythons, the brother, and all that stuff. And we can't forget about Thunder Lips here. The Rocky movie was huge in those early 80s days, and not a lot of people could say that. Again, The Rock could say that now, but that's in large part due to what he did post-WWF. He was gigantic, but post-WWF, WWE, it propelled him to another level. Hogan was who he was because of pro wrestling, and so that's why, in my opinion, he's, the biggest, most famous pro wrestler of all time, and that's why this is a very sad day if you are a pro wrestling fan who is able to understand that his legacy was a very complicated and complex one.
Yeah, very well said. You've laid out kind of a fantastic illustration of kind of maybe the idea that Hulk Hogan, the character, is one that deserves the respect and has been admired by wrestling fans for his accomplishments and what he was able to do and carved out that career. And then maybe there's the issue with Terry, right? With Terry Bollea. How do you think WWE is going to recognize Hulk Hogan? Like, what do you think happens from here in terms of WWE's next steps after his passing?
I think they will recognize him. I think that they will honor him. Remember, they brought him back recently. His last appearance was that January appearance on the 6th of January at the Intuit Dome on the Netflix debut, but they are in business with his beer company, Real American Beer, I believe it's called. Like, that's one of their top sponsors. So they aren't distancing themselves from him despite all of this. Like, they have brought him back long ago after the incident with the tapes and him being caught saying those things. So I think that they will honor him. Their next show is tomorrow. That's Friday Night SmackDown. And I wouldn't be surprised. I would be honestly very surprised if they don't do anything. I'm sure they will. Their social media has honored him already. Paul Levesque, Triple H, who's sort of the face of the company now, has honored him in a very, I think, respectful and classy way and a positive way on social media. So I don't think that they are going to lean into the complicated nature of his legacy. I think that they're going to honor him, and just my opinion, I don't necessarily have a problem with that because, again, to your point, they are honoring Hulk Hogan and what he meant to the company and to the business, not necessarily what Terry Bollea did. Terry Bollea didn't say those things on camera, on TV as Hulk Hogan on WWF television. And so again, it's very black. Like if a friend of mine tells me like, nah, screw that guy, screw everything he represents, I understand. I understand why you feel that way. And if a person wants to say like, this guy represented my childhood and I hope he gets his flowers and without him there is no pro wrestling and he's a giant and an icon, and I understand that as well. It's a really, really it's a unique one. And I don't think people struggled as much when OJ passed because it was so black and white. Also, OJ's his heyday was a little before Hogan, 70s. So, I didn't live through the OJ Bills era. I knew him as the actor, TV star / guy who was a part of the trial of the century. I lived through Hulkamania. I lived through that all. So for me, I'm able, I think, to compartmentalize it and honor the wrestler while also acknowledging the things that happened in the latter portion of his life.
Yeah, and with OJ, it was the crimes were so heinous, and then he had the downfall where he was stealing merch and everything like that. And by the time it came to his passing, I think people just had such a way of viewing him. Whereas, like you've put so eloquently with Hulk Hogan, this guy was a lot of people's childhood, and they weren't able to necessarily separate it, and just will always be a fan of him.
Yeah. And like Hogan brought so much joy, especially in the 80s and the 90s as a heel to so many people. I mean, as far as like entertainers go, he was just unbelievable at doing it. And I think if you're a pro wrestling fan who grew up in that era, you appreciated the fact that he kind of made wrestling cool, and he bridged the gap between it being this niche thing and this mainstream thing. And so like when I was a little too young for Thunder Lips and Rocky 3 and all that, but I remember his next big movie was No Holds Barred, and that was with Zeus. And I remember when it was like, Hulk Hogan is going to be in a movie. Are you kidding me? Like, he's going to be on the big screen. Like, you could go in a theater and watch Hulk Hogan, and then they used that, turned it into an angle and all that stuff. And like, I'll admit, I watched Mr. Nanny and I watched Suburban Commando. Like, we all, like, anyone who tells you now in the aftermath who says like we didn't want to support him because of X, Y, and Z, like, that's BS. If you're born in 80, 81, 82, 83, like I am, 82, like, you supported everything he did, even if he wasn't your favorite. Bret Hart was my favorite, but he represented wrestling. He was the face of pro wrestling. He was the face of the company. And then when he left, it was somewhat unceremonious and sad. And I remember thinking like, man, this guy's in WCW. This guy can't be in WCW. Like, he's WWF. What the hell's going on here? Like, I didn't really pay attention. I knew about the trial, but I'm 12, 11 during the trial. This guy's WCW, but then he turns heel because in the early days of WCW, he was doing the same old hits. It was the red and yellow, the Fu Manchu. It all looked the same, but it just seemed a little bit sadder. It was at the Universal Studios lot. Like, there were less people there. I was like, man, this is kind of sad. This guy fell off. This guy isn't as cool as he once was. He's stuck in the 80s. And then he turns heel. And we talked about it when Cena turned heel. Like, people were saying that it was going to be on the same level. How has that aged? Like, you have no idea how seismic. What? Hulk Hogan, Mr. Take Your Vitamins and Say Your Prayers, has a black beard now, and he's telling us to piss off, and he's like a bad guy, and he's wearing all black, and he's Hollywood Hogan now. Like, man, the fact that he was able to do that was unbelievable. And we were just talking about the reality show too. The Hogan's Knows Best gave him some mileage too. And unfortunately, I don't think that was good for the family dynamic and his marriage and all that. But so many chapters, so many different eras, and yeah, like, my parents texted me about this. My grandmother knows who he is. Like, everyone knows this guy, and you can't say that about a lot of people who were stars back then. Just a real giant, a real icon, and yeah, bummed. I will admit, like, I had him on the show, and I tried to ask him those questions, and I'm sure some people didn't like the answers or the questions or whatever it was. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't believe. I'll tell you guys a story. So they're doing this Real American freestyle wrestling thing, right? And who knows? I'm sure that's going to continue, and I hope that their Fox Nation deal continues, and I think it's a great opportunity for those wrestlers. But it's, Hulk Hogan's name is attached to it. Eric said himself on the show on Monday, he doesn't know if he gets the Fox Nation deal if Hulk Hogan is not attached to it, and he's got some things in the works.
He doesn't close doors; he opens doors. His name being associated with it is what opens doors for their business.
He has a bar that's opening across the street from Madison Square Garden. That's in the works right now. There's a Netflix series that's in the works about him.
About Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that he showed a clip where I think he actually talked about it on our show. He said Netflix is following me, and I don't know if that went over people's heads, but like, so we'll see what becomes of all of this. In any event, there was a period maybe in February or March where Chad Bronstein, who's sort of like the brains behind Real American freestyle wrestling, he's manager to the likes of Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and Juliana Pena. And so he texted me. I was sitting exactly in this chair. This is probably February, March or so. And he's like, hey, do you have 2 minutes? And I said, yeah, sure. And so he calls me And I put my phone on speaker just because I didn't want to hold it here. And he's like, Ariel, I got someone here who wants to talk to you. And he goes, what's going on, brother? And it's Hulk Hogan. Like I know that voice. And I'm like, holy crap, Hulk Hogan is calling me right now. Like if you would have told 1988 me, what? That's absurd. Like call me Mark, call me whatever. Like that's Hulk Hogan on the phone. And they were telling me about Real American Freestyle Wrestling and what they have planned and what they're going to announce and what do I think of it. Eric Bischoff was there as well, and that's surreal in its own right. And and I hung up the phone and I went to tell my wife and kids, like, I just spoke to Hulk Hogan on the phone. That's insane. And so that's just a story. That's just a thing about like how crazy this life is, but also what he meant to people of my age, of my age bracket who grew up. No one bigger than him, and I would put him up there with any celebrity, sports, entertainment, music of that generation, of that era of the 80s. In my opinion, he was up there. I don't think it's crazy to say with the likes of Tyson, Jordan, even the Michael Jacksons of the world. He was that big at the time.
He truly did transcend into bigger than wrestling, into almost bigger than life. I mean, I was never a wrestling fan at that age. Obviously, the peak of his powers, I was not born or incredibly young for, and I know all about him, everything, brother, all that, the yellow and the red, all that. So yeah, he truly was just one of the biggest superstars any sport has ever seen.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then, had a couple of business ventures. He had the spaghetti thing that he did. I forget. It was like a
Chef
chain
Boyardee, right?
No, it was like a
chain of spaghetti restaurants.
Yes. Let me see here. Hulk Hogan.
Maybe I'm just thinking
this
of
was.
a meme.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it.
This was the time that
Pasta Mania.
There it is. This is the yes. Look at that.
Hulk Hogan's Pasta Mania.
Yes, this was the time that George Foreman, blew up with his grill, and so Hogan came out with Pasta Mania.
Oh my God, it was like an actual restaurant.
Yeah, man.
You would choose your pasta, angel hair shells, nuggets, fettuccine. You would choose your sauce, marinara, Alfredo, pesto, white clam. This is insane.
Not everyone could pull that off.
No one can pull this off. You could add Swedish meatballs, beef stroganoff. This is Hulkaroni and cheese.
Yeah, and so he had things like that. He had the movies. Again, there it is. There's the logo right there.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's like the famous. Yeah, that was like the actual cover of it or whatever. Great shirt there.
It was in the Mall of America
in Minnesota.
Yeah,
there was just one.
It says that Hulk Hogan had a restaurant at the Mall of America called Pasta Mania.
Yeah, there it is. But then, yeah, and that period. Rick, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you at Gawker when all that happened, or no?
I was at Gawker
Oh, wow.
when all that was going down. I was not involved, obviously, directly in it.
You were like an intern, no?
I was an intern. I was an intern on the reality TV video side of things. Like, I would be cutting clips of like, So You Think You Can Dance? Like, and no, was that the one with Lil Mama? Whatever the one with Lil Mama was. But that was my role. And then obviously on the sports side, I was sitting in the office, like Deadspin's over there, and they released the sex tape and started the whole thing that then got them basically shuttered and put out of business, and then obviously also led to the revelation of Hulk Hogan's racist comments that then caused this controversial view about him from then on. So yes, I was there, but not involved. Just off to the side watching.
Yeah, no, of course.
But yes, it was an insanely wild time.
Insane. There's a documentary about that. Peter Thiel, who's the founder of I think PayPal, gets involved, and
yes, he's basically funding the suit.
Yes, and that that torpedoes Gawker as a company. But if it was just that, if it was just left at that, it would have been one thing. But then when the sound, the footage, the audio tapes come out of him saying these heinous things, then it turns out to be a completely different, can of worms. And I think that's when everyone turned on him. Also worth noting, I think some people didn't love when he, spoke at the GOP convention and all that stuff, and went a little bit more political. Again, like, I don't think that's a reason to hate someone. The stuff that he said is a reason to hate someone, not like someone, not respect someone. But all these things combined in the back end made him, this polarizing, controversial figure. But then you talk to the Bischoffs of the world, and they say, like, that's this. Like, we walk indoors, and everyone wants to talk to Hulk Hogan. So complicated.
Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it. You put it into much better words than we ever could. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Ariel.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, and unfortunate to talk about these things. A tough week. Ozzy Osbourne a couple days ago, beloved, and now another icon of our childhood. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of the show.
Thanks, Ariel. Two legends, man. Really is. I forgot about Ozzy Osbourne. That was just like 2 days ago as well.
Yeah, massive. In the world of music, like, hard to find bigger names. In the world of pop culture, sports, entertainment, hard to find a bigger name. Two titans gone now.
It really is, and thank you again to Ariel for joining us. He put it much better than we ever did. The history, the impact that Hulk Hogan has, he's much better in terms of knowledge when it comes to that.
I don't quite have that same relationship with Hogan from the red and yellow early babyface days. Like, I was not a fan at that time.
I just know him as like a cultural icon.
Oh, I very much remember the NWO, WCW, like, heel era. That was all I was watching at that time. So yeah, significant part of my childhood as well. And as Ariel said, I worked at Gawker when that whole sex tape thing was
crazy
coming out. So it was quite a time.
Crazy. Well, like Ariel said, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Condolences with his family and the entire wrestling community. Hulk Hogan passes away at 71 years old. Let's go back to this weekend. Let's do our bets. Parlay Pals. Never the easy transition
right there.
And there's nothing you can ever transition with. I mean, it's just like, we don't have the commercial breaks, like it's like the classic commercial break, like CBS does, like the In Memoriam, and then fades to black, and then it's like silence, 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 and then like Viagra commercial, and then you're back off and running. Here we kind of have to verbally do that by saying the cliche.
No easy transition. For everybody to see us do it.
No easy transition here, but let's do bets and Parlay Pals. Already got Petey's pick. No Frank here. Petey went with...
Wait, Frank's not here?
You don't even notice. And I know
he's
not
such
watching.
A good job.
I know he's not watching right now, so it doesn't even matter. Buchecha is Petey's pick, and Frankie going with an underdog, Saeed Nurmagomedov.
Oh, so I was like, oh, small edge to Bryce. You go Saeed, he goes Saeed. So okay.
Woke Frank goes Saeed Nurmagomedov.
I love it.
He gave me like an elite breakdown. Normally it's like there's only one, but he was just like, no, I just feel like with the weight cuts that Bright's gonna have to be going through at 135, we've never seen him at a lower weight class like this. Him coming in on takedown, Saeed's got nice front chokes. I was like, wow, Frank.
Was this in person, voice note? How do we get this?
Over text.
Wow. Shout out to Frank.
And then it said written by ChatGPT at the bottom. All right, so just me and you picking. Okay. To give us the 4. You go first, and then I'll go.
I'm going to go over. Actually, I don't know which over I'm going to go.
Are you going Ricci?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, figured.
I'm going
2.5 because over 1.5 is like minus.
All right, I'm going the over 2.5 in Ricci and Rebus.
I believe that's like minus 475 or something like that. So we already got the underdog in Saeed. We got Buchecha. I will go co-main event, Piotr Jan. Just think the experience is going to be too much for Marcus McGee.
Piotr Jan money.
I rate Piotr Jan very highly. There it is, plus 332. We lost on it. We lost on it last week because of me.
That's all right.
It cost us with Zoe Huber. Hopefully, it don't cost us again. Yeah, there's last week's. Unfortunate, but another big number on this one. And hopefully we can get it done. I love Frank taking a risk. It's always
Frank
good
taking a dog. I love it.
When Frankie takes a risk.
He took a dog in the one that we won. Katie Taylor? No, she was a favorite. No, she was a dog.
Was an underdog. That was Pizzi.
Yeah,
that's the one that got us back into the green.
All right, I like it. Let's get it again.
All right, quick recap. My picks from last week and also big hitters. Just a couple of those this week. My picks, I had so much action on 318. Ended up having a lot of DiGenzo parlays, but ended up over 8 units on the weekend. Somehow felt like a letdown. Going into the main card, I was up 17 units, but a wise man once said, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. There'll be plenty of time for counting when the dealing's done.
Love it.
Because you got to wait for the whole card to end had a horrendous main card. Ended up losing like 9 units on that, but still ended up almost 9 units on the day. Up over 67 on the Tracked on Bet MMA overall. So yeah, a great weekend in terms of betting. And then we have a couple big hitters here, just 2 of them. This one is insane. J-Dub, J1989, W123. He goes Michael Johnson, plus 540. Patricio Pitbull, plus 172. Daniel Rodriguez, plus 450. Paulo Costa, plus 188. Max Holloway, minus 134. 5 for 5 on the main card. $20 into 9,600. Plus 48,052. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. And then the second big hitter, me. Shout out to our guys, Artsy and Jay Singh, who always give out their picks. But go round 1, finish parlay, turn, I believe that's $20 into over 700, and then go Max Holloway to land 25 plus significant strikes in each of the rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plus 1,400, there's another 20 into 300. Sometimes I gotta.
I have to call into question the voting body on these big hitters. Like if Connor Burks himself is selecting Connor Burks to be a big hitter.
Look, I don't take that many like plus 4 digits, like plus 1,000s. So when I do and they hit, it's a good weekend.
I think it's a good appropriate.
Plus, like no one was outshining that plus 48,000. Bro went 5 for 5 on a main card that had a plus 540 and a plus 420 winning. That's unreal stuff.
Yeah.
Unreal stuff. All right, I'll quickly run through my bets this weekend for Abu Dhabi. We start. Yeah, there it is. Look at that matchup. This looks like me versus Paulo Costa. Buchecha by sub.
I mean, don't be disrespectful. Just because you're in better shape than Paulo, like you don't have to kick him while he's down.
Buchecha by sub. I think he's going to go for the takedowns. He's early and often, and then once it gets to the mat, it's not even the same world. Buchecha by sub plus 115. Next up, Muslim Salikov. Carlos Leal ends by KO. Carlos Leal, 11 of his wins by KO. Muslim Salikov, I believe it's like 15 of his fights have ended by knockout. So I feel like that happens here as well. I think it's going to be a striking match, and one of these dudes is going to be put out. I do favor Leal to get it done, but we shall see. Next up, I'm taking a shot on Marc-Andre Barrial. I'm not sold on Chara Bullet. I think Marc-Andre can make this more competitive than a minus 700 to a plus 470. Just a half unit, nothing crazy. And then I also am on the over 1.5. That's my bigger bet for this fight. Chara Bullet, as I mentioned earlier, has gone over the 1.5 in all of his UFC fights. Yes, MAB on a run of first-round finishes, but I like his toughness. I think he comes in here. He makes this one closer than the line suggests. Maybe wins. Maybe pulls it out. Worth the sprinkle for me, though. Main event, Robert Whittaker. I might be eating some crow come Saturday night, but I go with the experience in this one, the skill of Robert Whittaker. I think he stuffs the takedowns, keeps this one standing, and has the success on the feet, gets a late finish over RDR. A few parlays, Damon Blackshear, Piotr Jan. I favor both of them. Grappling at Damon Blackshear, the all-around game and experience of Piotr Jan. Next up, Buchecha and Carlos Leal. The age difference in the Leal has me picking him. The grappling advantage from Buchecha has me picking him. And then a couple...
Spitting in Pizzi's face.
Yep. Sorry, Pizzi. Sorry, Pizzi. A pacifist parlay. Hebus Ricci starts round 3. Saeed Bryce starts round 2. Jan McGee starts round 3. And then a violence parlay. Aslan Elikana doesn't go the distance. Salikov Leal doesn't go the distance. Krylov, Guskov does not start round 3. Those are my bets for UFC Abu Dhabi. A noon start for that one. 3 o'clock main card start on ABC. And so when we were thinking main event, co-main event, a couple good nicknames in there. Robert, the Reaper, Bobby Knuckles, Whittaker, double nickname guy, tough to pull off. Piotr,
No
Mercy Jan.
Even Marcus the Maniac McGee.
Thug Nasty,
Bryce Mitchell.
There's some good nicknames on this one. So we've kind of had this evergreen list that we wanted to get to. Pound for pound, best MMA nicknames. Frankie's not here, so Jordan, I'm assuming you're going to give us the order.
We'll still do Frank's list, and then we'll go Connor and Rick with the experience of the age and the knowledge to close out.
The fuck?
Let's hear it, man.
What is this
You're
shit?
a veteran, man. You know, but
with
Well,
the
I'm a
age?
casual.
Are you calling me
And
old?
you're the most veteran of the MMA fans.
I don't like where this is going. I don't like the way you're
All
presenting
right, at number
it.
5 here. So Frank, you guys might know him as the undisputed heavyweight champion in the UFC. Frank knows him as Tommy.
Oh boy, this is already off to a great start.
Wow.
No, we don't.
Do
have
we
the
know
drop.
for sure it's Tommy Aspinall? Could it be Tommy Fury?
At
Could it
number
be-
4,
Also, the
you guys
funniest part
mentioned
about
him. He's
this,
main eventing this week.
Big Tom.
Bobby.
Bobby Knuckles. This is.
But it couldn't it be a Bobby Green as well?
Well, he's a king, so.
But is his nickname now Bobby?
and yeah, isn't his nickname now? Isn't he King Bobby Green?
Listen, I just read the list that I'm getting.
Also, like the fact that like Tom Aspinall signed the poker felt,
Big
Big Tom Aspinall, makes it feel like Tommy's moot here. All right, we're off to a fine start here, Frankie. This is good
Frank's
stuff.
nailing it. Once again, best list ever. Number 3,
Jimmy?
Ariel once wished him a happy birthday, and it wasn't his birthday.
Dommy?
Dom.
Oh, Dom. Oh boy,
His nickname is Dominator, is it not?
Yeah.
At number 2,
Remember
honestly,
that time that Frank did the walkouts and it was so good?
Yeah, and the headdresses.
That's been so long. So long.
It's like water in the desert.
I'm glad he's not here for this.
Number 2, honestly, we were not sure. Jesse, it could be.
Who the fuck is Jesse?
So it could be Jessica Rose Clark.
Oh, it definitely
Jesse
is.
Jess?
Yeah, he's obsessed
But
with
actually,
her.
she's Jessy, so
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is already an error.
Jessica Andrade, never heard her called Jesse, but
No.
you never know.
This motherfucker was on the runway and he was like, oh shit, I forgot to send in a list.
Jesse Jess goes by Jessy, so we're already fucked here.
Or it could be Jesse Rosas.
But is that Jess?
3-0 in the Ultimate Warrior Challenge Mexico and 1-0 in Fury. Jesse Rosas.
This is some of your worst stuff of all time, Frank.
And number 1.
I feel like Jordan's making it worse, if I'm being honest. Like,
yeah,
let's keep going.
no, I'm 100% selling this. DJ.
Mighty Mouse. What is this?
What the fuck is this?
Well,
Man, fuck you, Frank.
Frank literally the other day rolled over in the
Mighty
control room
I know
on
he's
his
not
chair and he
watching.
goes, I got a great list. What if I
DJ
did
literally
Tommy?
has a fantastic nickname. Demetrius
one of the best
has
nicknames.
a great nickname, and he goes with DJ. Oh, this makes me very mad. Also, that could have been Dustin Jacoby. We don't know for sure that it's Demetrius.
Petition to ban Frank from the list for at least a week.
We should have let Nick make a list instead
Yeah,
of having Frank
that
make
was-
that list. That was his
Hey,
worst.
we have
That was
time.
horrible.
He can make one.
That was horrible. That was some of the worst stuff I've ever
It
seen.
would not be any worse than Frank's. I promise that.
Wow. Frank, even in your absence, you let us down.
When you die, Connor.
Jesse.
Jesse. Which is the worst one? Should we do a top 5 of Frank's worst? Like what's number 1 worst? DJ?
DJ
'Cause
is
he
bad
has a
because
great
he has a great
nickname.
nickname.
Then maybe Tommy.
Then Jesse, because we don't know who the fuck he's
And
talking about.
Jesse.
It has to be Jessica Rose Clark. He's obsessed
Dom,
with
I
her.
guess 5th, like worst.
What if instead of like ranking his worst nicknames, we just tell him one week that like this is the pound for pound this week, and you guys just do pound for pound Frank's worst list.
His worst list.
311.
I mean, I don't know. There's too much to
I-
choose from. I don't know if I could even do it, honestly. All right, let's move on from that absolute debacle of a list.
That was wild. Who's next? Okay, I'm
You.
up. All right. This was the hardest pound for pound list to make for me. I
Okay.
have so many honorable mentions. I do want to just start out with one honorable mention before I get into my 5, just because I had such a difficult time. Honorable mention, Poetan. He doesn't make my 5, but I have to shout him out. Alter ego of this man. Comes with a whole face paint get up. There's Alex Pereira, and then there's Poetan. I mean, he has the alter ego. It's unbelievable. Shout out to him. Does not make my top 5, though. Coming in at number 5, his rival, the Last Style Bender. When it comes to nicknames, like, it's got to be unique. It can't be something that 80 million people have. And, like, this is what I think of when I think the Last Style Bender. Early on in his UFC career, where he's dancing, making the walks, where he's killing people, the Robert Whittaker, and then he sprays the AK everywhere, the Paulo Costa, and then he does the nefarious acts, the Anderson Silva, like, calling him on, the Alex Pereira, and then shooting him with the arrows, just like swag, style, just like everything. Also,
There will not be another Last Style Bender.
no, you can't.
He's the last.
He's the last one. Might also be The first one.
Yeah.
Also, play on words, one of my favorite shows of all time. Avatar:
What
The
does
Last
the last
Airbender.
Airbender mean? Is he the last guy who bends the air? Like, what does?
Correct. Yeah. So like there's fire, there's earth, there's water, and then there's air, and like the air temple is gone.
And he's the last surviving.
He was frozen in ice, and like he's
Got
the
it,
last
got
surviving
it.
one. Yeah. So he's the last Airbender, just like he is the last Stylebender.
Love it.
Israel Adesanya, unique. If you say the last Stylebender, you know exactly
Or even
who you're
just
talking about.
Stylebender.
Stylebender works too. I think that's
Yeah.
the name of his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I think that's his Instagram handle.
Free Stylebender.
All of them are just Stylebender. Fantastic one. As I move forward, just like iconic to a point of like, isn't that their name? Like that's how iconic these are. Number 4, Jacare. Jacare Souza coming in to the point that like had no idea that this wasn't his first name, especially because I don't speak Portuguese. It actually means like crocodile, like a caiman in Portuguese. And I like, this is what this is what comes up when you type in Jacare, but like literally thought it was his first name. All-time
Thought his
nickname.
name was Jacare Souza.
Yes, thought his name was Jacare Souza for like the longest
You
time.
know his name?
Oh man,
Ronaldo.
I know, like that's how synonymous he is.
Shout out.
Coming in at number 3, iconic, legendary, paired with the shorts, Crow Cop. Like it's just like to the point again where like you almost think his last
That's
name
his
is
name.
Crow Cop.
Yeah.
Mirko Crow Cop. It's like the names that like almost on Tapology. It's like, oh yeah, Mirko Crow Cop. Look at the shorts. The shorts are absolutely unbelievable on this
What
guy.
a stud.
I honestly didn't even know what Crow Cop meant, but just like it literally is like Croatian cop.
Yeah, because he was in like of a defense team for
Yeah.
Croatia. Yeah.
Incredible nickname, legendary, synonymous with him. You say that, you know exactly who you're talking about, to the point that I can't even pronounce his proper last name.
Yes.
Like that's how good it is. Number 2, another one where it's become his first name, legend of the game, one of the most famous, iconic, Rampage Jackson.
Yeah.
No one calls him Quentin. That isn't Quentin. You put the chains on, that's Rampage.
That's Rampage.
You rip down the door, that's Rampage. I mean, that is Rampage Jackson. Name is great for a fighter too, especially a heavyweight fighter. Rampage,
Fantastic.
so good. The amount of times that we see people come up to Helwani and he's just like,
I
"You're
love
the
it.
guy with the Rampage."
Imagine they were like the Quentin. I love your Quentin
Yeah.
stuff.
Quentin. You and Quentin is great.
You and Quentin.
Also, like, can we talk about the difference between like Quentin just sounds like nerdy, not dangerous at all guy. Rampage sounds just like
Yeah,
absolute
he's gonna kill you.
tormentor.
Yeah.
And then number 1, no brainer for me.
Wow.
The amount of people that probably have no idea what this guy's real name is unbelievable.
Oh, I think I know this one.
To the point that his nickname gets acronymed
I know this.
the Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
TKZ, Chan Sung Jung. Comes with an unbelievable
Amazing
logo. Unbelievable logo on shirts. Like just legendary. Notice no name. No, it's not just like Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. It's just
No.
Korean Zombie. There he is. Sold drinks for it.
The
Look at
UFC, the UFC events.
Unbelievable logo like that. It's like the Korean circular logo, but like
I think the
he's in
name of the
center.
company who
So
made this
good.
was Tricosta. I think that's who it was. But it was a famous shirt that he wore, and then the brand kind of blew up on the strength of just one of his incredible fights. I was going to say to the point that UFC events are not called like Chan Sung Jung versus. It's versus
Korean
the Korean
Zombie.
Zombie. It's always the
yeah,
Korean
like
Zombie.
Volk versus the Korean Zombie.
And
Korean
as you
Zombie
said,
getting a tough
TKZ becomes like the name.
Yeah,
It's TKZ.
and to the point where his famous walkout song plays perfectly into the nickname.
Incredible list. Love that list. You touched on some really good ones. Like you, my list of honorable mentions is massive, but I will save them for the end. Number 5. This is just a light flex. Like if you are this handsome, this good looking, to the point that people have dubbed you
Oh, I know.
Sexy Yama,
Yeah.
that is the flex of all flexes.
All
Like
timer.
you are just an absolute legend, god, living icon. Sexy Yama, Yoshihiro Akiyama, my number 5. Please show some pictures of this.
Look
man.
at that fucking
Look at this
man.
fucking guy.
With the double-breasted, with just a t-shirt underneath. Unbelievable. Sunglasses out of the pocket holes there.
Who is that? Oh, that's Sexy Yama.
That guy is ridiculously handsome.
Now, some people call him Akiyama, but like that's rare. You
Hell no.
know you're a casual. I mean, look at this photo.
Hell nah.
Who's
That's
sexier than
sexy.
Sexy Yama?
Look at that hair.
This is 2025, by the way.
Blonde, sexy Yama.
Shout
Or
out
is
to
that white?
shout out to Sexy Yama. Still sexy, still doing it.
It's not just like the tanned skin, the perfect teeth, the hair. The style is also impeccable.
Oh, the man can dress.
Shout out
Also,
to Sexy
he's
Yama.
a beefy, like muscular judo. Like he's got the shape to pull off these suits.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to
him.
Sexy Yama.
Legend.
But like, I mean, if somebody dubbed me with a nickname that great, like I don't know what I'd do with myself. All right, number 4, another nickname that was given, and it's a bit of a flex. The Gracie Hunter is the name.
Oh yes.
Sakuraba became the Gracie Hunter because he was prolific at taking out the royal family of BJJ, the royal family of MMA, the Gracies. It's kind of gangster that like it's a very specific nickname, whereas some of these are a little more broad. But the fact that you have like created such a legacy for yourself that you are dubbed the Gracie Hunter, it's almost like the reverse version of in the NBA when everybody used to be like the Kobe stopper, the Jordan stopper, and they were never like that good. It was always kind of like, oh, fucking Ruben Patterson from the Blazers, and it never worked. He actually was the Gracie Hunter.
To the point where we get Rodolfo Vieira doing the black belt hunt.
Yes.
Like a play on it.
He was the Gracie Hunter at that time. That was his thing, and it became legendary. So shout out to Sakuraba. Number 3, we share this. It is the Croatian cop himself, Mirko Cro Cop. As you said, it became his name. Like it is his listed name at this point. Just a legend of the game. There's probably some people out there that are watching this show that started watching in 15, 16, 17, 18 who have no idea who this guy is. He was an absolutely dominant force back in the day, kicking people's heads off. He had this catchphrase that was right leg hospital, left leg cemetery, I think. Somebody has to correct me on that. Yeah, he was an absolute legend of the game, and the nickname was part of the legendary status. Number 2, we also share. My number 2, TKZ himself, the Korean zombie, Chan Sung Jung.
Can't wait to hear one.
It's just, it became his name. It's iconic. You've already kind of outlined this. Don't need to say more. Also, look at this sweetheart of a face on this guy.
One of the most likable dudes in the UFC.
Shout out to Chan Sung Jung. I was really happy to see that photo of Dustin, Max, and TKZ at UFC 318. Shout out to TKZ. And number 1, this one also, like you, appreciated when like the nickname becomes the name. That is like the defining feature to me. Nobody has embodied that more. Nobody has been more synonymous with their nickname. Nobody is probably unknown by their real name more than this person right here.
Yep. I know.
Number 1, Kimbo Slice.
Oh shit.
Kimbo fucking Slice.
Great one.
I
didn't think you were going there.
That's the guy.
I thought you were going to go Cyborg.
Do you know Kevin Ferguson? Did you know
exactly?
Kimbo Slice was
you would
Kevin
never
Ferguson?
know Kevin Ferguson. That's a great call.
This is Kimbo. This is the nickname of all time, and it's just like such a perfect name. My understanding of it comes from it was like a family name. Kimbo was a family name. I think his grandmother used to call him Kimbo, and then Slice came from like one of those backyard YouTube street fights. He sliced somebody up, and he was Kimbo Slice. And for the world knew this man as Kimbo Slice when he made his foray into MMA and into the UFC and was headlining some of the most watched MMA events of all time. Kimbo Slice was the name, not Kevin Ferguson. So Kevin Ferguson, R.I.P. to Kevin Ferguson, a.k.a. Kimbo Slice.
Great shout. I thought you were going to go Cyborg.
Oh, Chris Cyborg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
No one ever goes by.
The thing with Cyborg is there have been other cyborgs.
That is
and so
true.
I was trying to be very specific with like, these are one of ones. Like there's nobody else who will ever be the Korean zombie, Cro Cop, Gracie. Like none of these. Maybe there'll be a Sexyama if one of his lineage comes out.
You never know.
Sexyama Part 2. But
there
is a baby Slice. But it's not Kimbo Slice. There is his son, who's a fighter, Kevin Ferguson Jr., is baby Slice.
Speaking of Kimbo Slice, Dada 5000.
Oh boy. Do we consider him an MMA fighter? Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you type in his name, it says American Mixed Martial Artist. The Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Liddell, that's a fantastic one. Blessed
is a great one.
Not a great fighter, but Mike Mathetha going by Blood Diamond and being from Zimbabwe.
Is a good one.
That was a great one. El Kukui.
Damn, shout out Tony, who we had on the show yesterday.
El Matador.
Matador's a good one.
The Dean of Mean. Keith Jardine.
I have an honorable mention list. I don't think you've hit any of mine. That's how many there are.
Super Samoan. Mike Hunt.
Mark Hunt, yeah.
Mark Hunt, sorry. Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Wow.
Andre Touchy-Feely.
Touchy, I had that one.
Dan Hangman Hooker.
Great one.
The Last Emperor is a great one.
Fedor. I had Jacare. Everybody knows I'm a big Jacare fan. This was my number 6, and it was the hardest omission.
Okay.
Vanderlei Silva, the Axe Murderer. Perfect nickname, perfect description of what he's about to do. Nobody kind of embodied the nickname more than Vanderlei Silva and the Axe Murderer. And if somebody else tries to take that name, they will be like laughed from the building for trying to be the Axe Murderer, because there is only one Axe Murderer, and that is Vanderlei Silva.
So good.
There is a, I think there's a fighter who goes by Hamderlei Silva, a small like Japanese fighter, I think a strawweight, who goes by Hamderlei Silva.
There's some dude on smaller promotions, the Ginger with the Intent to Injure, which is a ridiculous name.
Okay, you know what I really love? I love when the nickname goes before the middle, and it rolls into it. As an example, Ruthless Robbie Lawler is a fucking A+++++++. Plus, it's like so perfect for him, right?
Yeah,
he is a ruthless,
the notorious Conor McGregor.
Notorious Conor McGregor.
Yep.
Another great one, Carlos the Natural Born Killer Condit.
Oh yeah,
sick one. BJ the Prodigy Penn.
Yo yeah.
Vitor the Phenom Belfort. Randy the Natural Couture. Overeem had a great one, the Demolition Man.
Yeah,
that's a
I feel
really
like he
good
wasn't
one.
really known as much as that.
Yeah, I mean, Overeem itself is just such a unique name. He was kind of more known by that. The California Kid, shout out Uriah Faber. This was one that I really loved because it was so perfect. Paul Semtex Daily.
Oh, so good.
The explosiveness of Semtex was just so perfect. Also, it's not like hand grenade, although there was the Irish hand grenade. Chris the Crippler Lieben. Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Shout out to Dustin.
The Diamond Poirier is so good.
Another one where the name became the name, the nickname became the name. Shogun Hua. He is only Shogun. Like Mauricio doesn't exist anymore. He is only Shogun. Soldier of God for Yoel. And then Cowboy Cerrone, I think, is another one that kind of became the name.
Black Beast.
Oh shit! Shout out Derek Lewis.
Nigerian Nightmare for Kamaru Usman is great. The Predator for Francis Ngannou. Raw Dog Royval.
Shout out Raw Dog.
So good. Karate Hottie, Michelle Watterson.
What are like the funny ones? Oh, Ryan went Darth Bader for a little while.
Darth Bader. Yeah. Uncle Creepy.
Yeah, Uncle Creepy.
Sadi Busi, the Swedish Denzel Washington.
I forgot about Swedish Denzel.
Spider Silva. It's a good one. Bones Jones. You may have had Wonder Boy.
Oh, yeah.
That's like synonymous.
There's some great ones.
Bobby Knuckles / The Reaper is great. Dubronx is good.
Dubronx.
Just ones that like are like no one else is ever going to have them. Matt Brown, the Immortal.
The Immortal's a good one.
Thug Rose.
Thug Rose.
Cheeto Vera. Still don't even really know what Cheeto means.
I still don't know, yeah.
Don't know. Smashing Machine.
Oh, yeah.
Game
Movie
Bread.
out soon.
Game Bread is good. And then synonymous, like you can't say it without saying it, Michael Venom Page.
That's right.
MVP. Like,
is there another Venom? Not really, because it's kind of Michael Venom Page. Like he is Michael Venom Page.
Can we talk about how I said Mike Cunt?
I didn't put 2 and 2 together until just now.
Yeah, so bad.
Shout out to the Super Samoan Marcotte.
Shout out to the Super
Nick.
Samoan.
It was not hard because I felt pretty good about like my 5, like from that perspective. But yes, the list could have been 50.
So many good
easily.
ones. So many good ones, man. Like it really, it is great. The one that came closest to making my list was Poetan, just because like the run he went on, the alter ego is just incredible. All right, that is pound for pound rankings.
Hamderlei Silva.
Hamderlei Silva.
Shout out to Hamderlei.
Wonder if there's anyone in the chat. Huntington Beach Bad Boy.
Oh fuck, Tito. Yeah, Tito deserves a mention.
Yeah,
there.
Violent Bob Ross. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fireball Kid.
Gomi.
Yeah, Sexual Chocolate into John Bones Jones. Rude Boy.
Oh, actually, Rude Boy's a low key like sneaky one.
Sean Strickland being Tarzan.
He doesn't go by that anymore though.
Nah, I think he like actually
when he had the long hair.
Yeah, Ryan Superman Span. That flows pretty nicely.
Coconut
there was a
bombs.
Coconut bombs. Yeah, shout out to
Maki Patolo.
Yeah, Maki Patolo.
There was a Batman, Kurt Pellegrino as well. So there's been Superman. There's been Batman.
Oh,
Lex Luthor.
Pleasure Man.
Yeah, some of these are
Anton
a little too goofy
Turcali.
though. Like it's a good one, but you gotta.
Ooh, the Irish Dragon.
Oh yeah,
That's not bad.
I said earlier
Funk
the
Master.
Irish.
Fuck, that's a great one.
Fuck.
That's great.
Yeah.
Bruce Leroy.
How about honestly, not a unique one because there is another. As we know, there's another fighter who shares it. But like the Machine for Marab is
perfect.
a perfect nickname. Obviously, Malcolm Wallmaker also.
Corey 25-8 Anderson. Action Man Chris Curtis. Simi the Jedi.
Oh yeah, Semmelsberger.
Herb, if he dies, Dean.
That's that one's not accurate.
Assassin Baby. Tank Abbott.
Oh shit, Tank. I forgot about Tank.
Yeah,
David, right? David Abbott, I think.
Yeah, Assassin Baby is another good one. Sugar Sean. That one has been around.
Yeah, David.
Corey Down with the Thickness.
Is that real?
Yeah, his nickname is Down with the.
All right.
Shogun is great. Did James Tahuna have a nickname? Oh, Dan 50K, Ige.
Oh yeah. And Captain Eric saying he gave him that. Did James Tahuna have a nickname? I don't see one.
Sugar Rashad Evans.
Sugar Sean O'Malley as
Fear
well.
the Maverick.
All right. We're going too long on it.
No Nonsense Keith Peterson.
Okay, that actually is a nickname.
That
so
is
that's
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
The
Herb
baddie,
Dean, if
Patty
he
the
di-
baddie's
if he
not
dies is not legit.
Sorry, I just got to kick out of that one. Triple C, that's not bad.
I think it's pretty bad.
For what comes with it, come on.
Nah, it's pretty bad.
Your boy, Eric Anders. So
no,
bad.
these are so bad now.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay, Cuban Missile
Fire.
Crisis is legit.
Fire. Yeah, Dina Mean is fantastic.
The rhyme is a very hard one to do right because it can be really shitty, but
it can be really corny.
Keith
But that's
Jardines
not.
was good.
Because rhyme into your last name rhyme.
Yeah.
Like that's so good. That's so good. Alcohol and cigarettes. I don't know if someone actually had that.
I think that's supposed to be Keith Peterson.
Oh, Hokey Pokey Herb Dean.
All right, the refs don't have
Daniel
official nicknames.
DC Cormier.
That's like KG, KD.
Yeah.
Although he goes by Slim Reaper.
George, which is a fantastic name.
Slim Reaper is a great one.
George Rush St. Pierre. That one's all right. That one's all
do it
right.
for me.
Triple G, that's boxing. The Count, Michael Bisping, also, synonymous.
We've done the good ones.
All right. Those are the good ones. That is the pound for pound rankings. All-American Brian Stan. Sure, why not?
I feel like Frank's list was obviously the best one.
Frank, congratulations. You won this week's list. Nick, do we have any voicemails?
Absolutely.
Whoa!
Animation before?
Surprise!
No! Wow! Look at this!
Holy shit!
Look at this! We up the production every week. It's unbelievable.
Boys in the back, what's up? Shout out Connor.
What's up,
Shout
man? Shout
out
out.
Rick. Shout out On Air Jordan.
Shout out.
out Frank.
Oh, shout
Calvin
out.
here from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Shout out
You guys
Saskatchewan.
probably don't know where that is, but
Don't.
that's cool. Just pumped up about this Pacquiao fight coming up this weekend. Just wondering, do you think that Floyd and Pacquiao ever could be a thing for a rematch? Let me know. Let the world know. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys rock. Peace out.
Yeah,
I absolutely do.
If he had won, I absolutely think they would
I
have
think
done
it's
it.
still on the table. I think the fact that Pacquiao came back and looked as good as he does makes people go, okay, I'd be interested in another Floyd fight. Now, the first one of the most successful pay-per-views, one of the most successful boxing matches of all time, one of the most successful sporting events of all time, it did feel like it was past its expiration date at the time that we got it because it had been like, let's do it 5 years earlier. This will feel even longer. But now I think there will be an additional like legacy appreciation. There will be a love for both Floyd and Manny that I think will make this one a massive event. I don't know if this is like a pure pay-per-view product. Maybe you can figure out a way to do this as like a Netflix fight or something like that. But I think there will be great interest in Floyd versus Manny again.
Yeah, no question. I mean, two of the biggest names in boxing of our generation going
The
at
biggest.
it again. And it was also
Floyd and Manny are the biggest right now.
Also, if Manny were able to beat Barrios in a rematch and get the belt, there you go. You got a title on the line.
Yep. Massive.
Boys in the back. Hey guys, Sammy here, calling from Sweden.
Oh, what's up, Sammy? I see you in the
The
chat
watch
right now.
party is absolutely amazing. I love them. You guys ever thought of doing a watch party with a boxing card if these fights happen? Garcia Tank 2, Garcia Ben, Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron 3, Haney Garcia 2, Shakur Ben, AJ Fury. And guys, can you give my nephew Zach a shout out? He turns 4 today.
Oh, shit.
Have a great show, guys.
Shout out Zach.
Yeah.
Bye.
As I cuss in the shout out to the 4-year-old. Happy birthday to Zach. Shout out to him. We appreciate the call, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy.
Boxing watch party, AJ Fury.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on. So these are the ones he said. Garcia Tank 2, that's like borderline for me. That was
Borderline.
a massive event.
Massive fight.
Garcia Ben, I don't know.
No.
Like, I don't think so. I think that feels more boxing. Taylor Cameron, definitely not.
No.
I don't think so. We didn't even do for Taylor Serrano, and that was like significantly bigger. Haney Garcia 2, maybe that kind of like really like crossover. It's really going to depend on like what the buzz is around these things, I think. AJ Fury is like a real maybe. That's a real contender, I think. And then Shakur Ben, we might have to just because Ariel Helwani kind of created that fight right here in this studio.
Right there.
So we'd have to do it.
Hey, boys. The boys in the back. Hey, I just want to say you guys are doing an absolute bang-up job. I actually prefer the show Thursday, Friday, if you know what I'm saying. You know, you guys just knock it out of the park. GC, Frank, you know, the boys. You know, the boys. All right, keep doing what you guys are doing. And Eric, too, absolutely knocking it out of the park.
Oh, thank you.
We need more of those little treats where you guys go and do a little mini doc where you eat some food and go check out, the culture. We need more of those. We need more behind the scenes. We need more content. We just can't get enough. So keep doing God's work and Godspeed. Take care.
I'm setting the line at over under 2.5 edibles.
Gotta be. I mean, that was a great call.
You're taking the over on that?
How could you not? Yeah. How could you not have a smile on your face listening to that? Did he even say his name?
No.
Shout out.
But boys in the back, and he's
Shout out.
already chuckling. Thank you for the love on the behind the scenes content and like the fight piece and things like that. We love doing that stuff. So hopefully we can continue to do
The
more.
man. Thank you for your
that's the
call.
hope.
Hey, what's up, boys in the back? This is Al Boris. My real name's Bijan, but this is Al Boris.
What's up, Bijan?
It's my birthday today. I'm watching Boys
Happy
in the
birthday.
back. I'm pretty happy today. But here's what I want to ask you. Best country with the best UFC fighters and the country with the best food, in your opinion. For all the boys, I want to hear your opinion on both these. Country with the best UFC fighters and country with the best food. Let me know.
All right. Well, this is a fairly easy one. Also, happy birthday, brother Bijan. You're the man.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Bijan.
birthday. I hope it's a great day. Country with the
You
best
think it's
fighters is
easy?
Russia. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
well,
Russia.
all right.
Come on.
If you want to go of all the fighters from a certain region who has had the best success, it's probably like Russia. And then you can even get smaller into like Dagestan.
Yeah,
It might be like
as a region.
number one. If you want to do though like volume, like it's hard to argue with probably Brazil.
I mean, if we're talking about all time, I was thinking like right now. In the current sphere. All time, the top 3 are going to be Brazil, America, and Russia.
Yeah.
But right now, Russia has just such like a dominance, especially just that region period.
The Caucasus region is
Like the Caucasus region, because like if you're just counting that area of the world, like Russia, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, like it's just like you're talking about like Shamaev would be included into that. You already have Ankalaev holding the title. Islam is up there. Who else at the lower weight divisions? Marab is from Georgia. Valentina is from Kyrgyzstan. Like that area of the world is just producing unbelievable fighters at the current moment.
Yeah.
Who's the best food? Georgia has some great food. Mexico has some unbelievable food.
Mexico's a sleeper.
Not even a sleeper.
Not
Mexico's
even
a
sleeper.
fucking banger. Like, I've had some unbelievable Mexican meals. Italy's got some great food. I mean, there's so many places. Japanese has amazing food.
Yeah, for me, Japanese.
Like, fuck,
I'm going
dude,
Japan.
There's so many good cuisines out there.
Noodles, fish. I'm going Japan.
Fuck,
For me,
don't-
it's Japan.
Don't sleep on the borscht, man. Ukraine's got some good shit, too.
We like a lot of different foods. I'm
there's-
going Japan definitively, though.
There's no food that I'm not willing, no cuisine that I'm not willing to try. That's what I'll say. I'm not going to say no food. There's definitely some foods I'm not willing to try. But overall cuisine, Spain has great food. Little paella. Definitely not England.
And America. We don't really own anything
We don't really own anything, but there's very good food to be had here.
from other countries.
G'day, boys. It's James DeHuna
What's up, James?
calling in.
James.
First of all, I just wanted to say
I've never heard James DeHuna speak.
I
so don't know
appreciate
if
the
this is
offer
good.
to be the commissioner of the Mailman Fight League, but obviously I got some business to take care of first. I was listening to the show the other day, and I heard Tyson Fury mouthing off, saying he wants to fight the boy. Well, I'll let you know, Tyson. I'm in. We can headline the first Mailman Fight League.
Tyson Fury
If you
versus
like.
James DeHuna.
In boxing.
Well, anyways, boys,
Top of the
I love the show.
first Mailman.
Sorry, Frankie, that I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege with you, but I've just been busy. So, anyways, boys, love you guys.
Thanks, James
Boy.
DeHuna.
Thanks, James DeHuna. We appreciate that, man.
Hey, boys, again, Ben Turk from Tucson, Arizona.
What's up,
the
Ben?
Pilot. Another call. I don't know, I just was watching this week's show and heard my question, and I thought I have a better one now. If you guys had to decide, you decided you wanted to become MMA fighters, what gym would you guys personally want to train out of? Does that includes everybody, not just all the three boys in the back? That includes On Air Jordan, Andy, Nick. You can even throw Ben in there if he wants to answer. Shout out.
Shout out.
But yeah, what gym would you guys personally want to train out of in MMA? Appreciate it, and good luck out there, like always.
Did he know that Nick was going to be filling in for Frank?
I wonder if he was referring to camera guy.
I'm sure he was, but he doesn't say Frank, and then he refers to Nick.
That's a good point.
Terrifying.
That is terrifying. What gym would you want to train out of, Nick? I feel like it's, I don't know, the names at American Top Team are unbelievable. Fighting Nerds?
I feel like Fighting Nerds is more of a team than like, if I'm picking a gym, I'm probably going like, who's the coach? What's the atmosphere? Like maybe Extreme Couture is probably a good answer, right?
Extreme Couture is
you stay in Vegas. You got Coach Eric Nixick. You got
like
a lot
gym,
of pros. It's a gym's gym.
You gotta think something close to your house, like Longo.
I mean, you could definitely do worse than Longo Weidman MMA. Longo Weidman MMA at this point. Do I stay in New York though? See, that's my thing. If I'm a fighter, I go to Vegas because I want that PI. So I'd
that's
probably
true.
go to
The PI is
Extreme
clutch. Yeah, give me Extreme Couture.
Or shout out Syndicate. They got a great gym over there too. But I'll probably try to go to Vegas.
What's up, my boys? I'm calling in a week early. It's your boy Poppy Live, and
What's
I'm
up,
telling
Poppy?
you, get ready for International Fight Week 2026. Another meetup, more casino games, more MMA games, meet up with some fighters. Liddy, you know the vibes.
Liddy.
The vibes will be elite.
This guy used to call
I'll
into
see
the
you
green
there,
room all
boys.
the
I'm
time.
calling it now.
The post shows
International
with
Fight
PTO
Week
and,
2026, Las Vegas, or maybe DC.
Maybe
See you there.
DC.
If it's DC, I don't think it's going to be Liddy. I'll tell you that because I think it's going to be under such lock and key. Like I don't think there's going to be any.
Nah, we'll go around to the monuments. We'll go up to the top. DC has casinos too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
outside of it.
What's up, boys in the back of
What's
my
up, bro?
mind? This is Trey from South Dakota.
Shout out to South Dakota.
You
Never
guys
been.
didn't play my call last week,
Never will
and I
be.
was actually really nice to Frank. And now that I think it's Frank's fault that I wasn't on last week's
Oh, God.
episode, we're going to play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. I don't know if you guys know the rules of Fuck, Marry, Kill,
Jesus.
but I think I would fuck GC because he seems the most fun.
What is this?
I'd marry New York Rick
Thank you.
because he seems like the one I have the most in common with.
Naturally.
And I'd kill Frank for not playing my last phone call because I
I
don't
can't
want
believe
to
this one
repeat
made it
myself.
through.
Just kidding. Love you, Frankie. On my last phone call, I was asking what Pantoja has to do to be considered better than Mighty Mouse. Like, which statistic of his would have to be most important? But it doesn't matter. Whatever. You don't have to play this. Love you guys. Bye.
He's so mad.
See you, man. What a monotone message for such a strong wording of.
How do we feel about you're the fuck type and I'm the marry type and Frank's the kill type?
I can't put any stock into that. That guy, that was crazy.
He would need to break the title defenses. That's the only thing.
Oh man, I don't know if he can continue to just run this division. Like if he ends up with what if he has more flyweight wins total than Demetrius Johnson, more
he needs the title
finishes?
defenses.
What if he breaks every record?
He has already done this.
I know, but I'm talking really smashes it, and comes up 2 title defenses short.
So what is it, 11 or 12?
Yeah, say he gets 11. Say he gets 9 or 8, but he breaks every other record.
He might. Yeah, I think people are going to still say.
But at that point, dude, you imagine we're talking about he's seriously in the conversation right now. But imagine adding another 4 or 5 title defenses.
It'd be extremely impressive. I think there's an argument to be made. He's already better than Demetrius. I think it's an argument. I don't know if many will agree with that because I think a lot of people retroactively have put DJ into this GOAT category. They were not there when it was all happening, and now all of a sudden these people are coming out. I think it's at least a debate.
The resumes start coming into play.
DJ has only gotten more popular now. I think it's harder now to surpass him because now he's such a beloved figure in the community, which again, as I said, was not the case when he was fighting. I think he'll have to have the 12.
Yeah.
Or at least the 11. Or look, if he's 9, 10, I think it'll be interesting, but
Chris Carriazo,
yeah.
Title defense.
Look, there are some names on there that are not great.
Ali, he's at minus 700, minus 1600.
Yes.
Minus 500. I'm just saying, at some point, the resumes have to start getting compared. Minus 1,000.
As I just said, if you're asking me, I think you can start that conversation now.
Reyes.
I think you can already start that combo. Wins over Brandon.
Minus 1,200 to Ray Borg. He was fucking such a big favorite in every fight.
Yeah. He was.
It's going to be interesting.
But by the way, let it be known, he showed that in the fights as well.
No doubt,
it wasn't
he
was 1,200 and it was there it goes, Bellator prelim guy who's minus 1,600 got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
No, he was beating the shit out of these guys.
Of course, I agree.
Hey, boys, it's Emil from the ATL.
Hey, what's up, Emil?
I have a question for you guys. Who do you think, other than Ilya Taporia, could be the next Bruce Buffer's The One, The Only intro for a UFC fight?
Ilya.
Let me know.
No, he said
Thanks.
other than Ilya.
Oh, he said other than Ilya. I'm sorry. That's a good question.
Tom?
He'd have to put together a lot of title defenses.
Who else could be a massive
just have to be larger than life. Honestly, if he keeps winning, Islam.
No, because he's almost exactly not the one and only because he's basically Habib. There's almost you know what I mean? It's he's not distinctive in that way. People will always associate him with Habib.
You got to go on just an insane run. You have to become a cultural icon.
I think we all acknowledge Ilya is the closest at the moment. If Ilya keeps doing what
if Ilya wins 5 more fights, he's getting the one, the only. No doubt.
What's going on, boys in the back?
What's up, man?
It's Thomas from Queens. Question for the crew. Those who watch UFC, of course. Those who watch the pay-per-views. What's your routine the day of a big pay-per-view fight card? A big UFC pay-per-view fight card.
Yeah.
What's your ideal meal? And for the alcoholics, what time do you start to crack open the brewskis? Personally, I like to hit the gym early, come home, have a post-gym meal, then play some video games until the fight card starts.
It's a good day.
Then I order a large cheese pizza
Fuck yeah.
or some Chinese takeout, and the beers start rolling 2 or 3 fights right before the pay-per-view because I'm 31 and I have to pace myself.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Feel
boys.
that.
Thank you for the time. Love you guys. And Frank, you're the man. See you, boys.
Great call.
So these days,
as
it's
a
watch
31-year-old,
party.
I get that. Even though I'm not 31 anymore, I just turned 32. I get the pacing yourself. I absolutely understand. That sounds like a great day.
But these days for us, it's like watch party, so there's no consuming of alcohol or even the food.
For the last 3 years, I've done watch parties now. So I have not watched a pay-per-view from my house since UFC 279.
Pretend it's not MMA. Pretend it's something else.
Let's pretend that it is MMA, because I used to have people over and like throw big parties. It was similar to you. Get up, go to the gym, chill, post on Twitter, hype myself up, make sure all my bets are in, get everything in order, and then just kind of like do other shit all day and plan on getting back to my house. I like to get out of the house on pay-per-view days because my ass is going to be glued to the couch for like 6-7 hours into the late night. Invite people over, get out of the house, maybe get a pizza or something on the way home, but it was typically pizza, mini fridge full of White Claws, beers, whatever it was, something that you can be like slowly sipping throughout the card. Like you're not going hard liquor, you're not going wine or anything like that.
Drinking starts before the card?
No. Drinking usually starts like around like the third or fourth fight.
Okay.
Like you don't want to get like too teed up. You have a nice buzz going into the main card. That's usually how I played it.
All right.
God, and then we go straight to bed. Now, it's like get up, post stuff for work, get kind of ready, and then you sort of just have like, all right, need to commute in, like looming over your head. Like we have to get in here around the start of the prelims and start setting up and everything like that. So like for us, that's like leaving the house at like 4:30. Then we're kind of like watching. You'll lock in for like spurts to the card, but yeah, it's much different now. It's fun in a different kind of way.
Yeah, mine is consistently wake up, work out, kids parties, real dad shit, and then come in.
Yeah. I do look forward to the day that I love the watch parties, but I also look forward to the day that like
you can enjoy
I loved having Frank came over to my house many times before we started the watch parties, having a bunch of people over, ordering pizza, beers, all that. Like there was probably like 12 people sitting in like my tiny ass New York living room when Leon Edwards knocked out Kamaru Usman.
Do we just need a pizza sponsor for the watch parties, and then we can
Domino's,
just turn it back into
Papa
that?
John's, home run in, call us.
I mean, maybe a
or
beer
you
sponsor
remember, we won't name names here, but like the higher ups at MMA Fighting gave us the green light to drink on the watch parties, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that could get real messy.
He's like, you can drink. I was like,
I'd like to see the Connor Burks. It's 11:23, and Salsa Boy just won a decision.
I'm 7 units
over
down
Tom
overnight.
Aspinall. No, actually, that's a main event. So we're talking. It's midnight. Salsa Boy just won a decision win over Tom Aspinall.
7 beers in.
You're 7 beers in.
11 units down because I had the mortgage on Aspinall. Yeah. Yeah. I do love on these watch parties sometimes people are like, man, this guy's such a degenzo. I'm just like, I'm reacting to losing real US currency in front of like thousands of people. Like I feel like I keep it together pretty well. Like I've seen how some of y'all react, man. I see y'all's tweets and y'all's responses. I am level-headed compared to a lot of y'all.
I will say there's probably some people out there who really don't bet, right? Like who like bet but kind of don't bet, and they're not really losing the money, so it's a lot easier to be like, haha, my bet lost, you know?
There's also there will always be a stigma around betting.
Yeah, too.
It's like alcohol, smoking weed. It's a vice, so people will always judge.
No, good point.
Yo, boys in the back, shouts out. Can't forget about Andy.
Shout out Andy.
And PT. Not really sure on that, but it's Darius from Baton Rouge.
Hey,
Just
shout
got
out.
done watching Dustin Poirier's retirement fight.
Why, you
And
got it on
man,
right now?
Max looks sharp. I guess my only question is, who's next for Max Holloway? And are Amazon delivery drivers counting in the Mailman Fight League?
There will be an
Just
Amazon
wondering. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, we have heard your pleas akin to the UFC getting a 165 division. There have been many requests for an Amazon driver division in
Or just a
Mailman Fight League.
non-USPS, like FedEx, DHL, Amazon.
Yeah. We'll have the rankings like instead of weight classes, it'll be by carrier service. That's how the rankings will work. We're still ironing it out. James Tahuna's flying over from Australia next week
Fight Tyson Fury.
to not only fight Tyson Fury, but also iron out all the details. He will have a major role in the executive board of Mailman Fight League, so we're still figuring that out. And then who's next for Max? Max Charles too. Book it.
That's the one.
That would be so sick.
You proposed that. That was the first time I thought of that, and I'm really into it.
That's what I'm in on. Give me it.
What's good? It's your boy Bodkins. Boys,
What's up, Bodkins?
I know you probably watched the Netflix series Quarterback, so my question to you guys is what fighters would you want a year-long series like that in the UFC, or it could be on PFL or something like that? What fighters would you like Netflix to have a full series on? Y'all have a blessed weekend. Frank, take it easy, brother. Bodkins out.
Bodkins, the man. I love that energy. So imagine if UFC, the TV rights deal is up at the end of this year. Imagine if they ended up signing with Netflix and then they got something like this. Like, we've talked about how, what is it, the agony and
Thrill and Agony.
The Thrill and Agony,
UFC
how much we love that
yeah.
on YouTube. Like, imagine like a behind the scenes on Netflix.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Are we going realistic or are we going real ideal? Like what we actually want? Because ideal, like give me fucking John Jones, give me Conor McGregor, give me the craziest fucking
I'm
thing
saying
that you
like
could possibly
active,
imagine.
that could really happen.
Really, what I'd want, like, I feel like a Hamzat could be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
The training sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Learning more about him outside. Like, even when Darren Till was doing some of that block asset stuff, when Hamzat came in, like, that was, like, the most we've really seen of Hamzat. Like, I'd like to see kind of, like, under the hood on Hamzat. I think Volk could be pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. Any of the high-level guys, it would be sick. And, like, I want, like, the, like, real nitty-gritty, like, inside the locker room before the fights, just, like, a guy's, like, a fly on the wall, just, like, really sick
You know what the
type
sneaky
shit.
banger would be, though? Not even that sneaky. Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah.
1 year with Yuri, going to the fucking dark thing, going to college.
I love seeing where these guys train because, like, one of my favorite aspects of the UFC is the internationality of it all. Just, like, how big it is globally. The Elk Boys, however you feel about them, like their YouTube channel, one of the best videos I've ever watched is when they go train with Islam in Russia and just, like, seeing where he trained, just, like, legit in the mountains of Russia is where, like, his compound is. To me, like, getting that access was so cool. So, like...
They just did that with Ilya.
Yeah, I saw there were some couple clips out of that, him like dropping them and sparring, and then, like, they were like, "No, you can find your wife in Miami." He's like, "What do you mean?" And they're all like, "Huh?" The way like everyone went silent, they all like turned. They were like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "What do you mean you can find your wife in Miami?" I did, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, it's just like."
Yeah, you don't want to piss off Ilya.
What if we followed Carlos Praches and there was just a little counter how many cigarettes a day he's smoking?
Yeah, we could do that.
Praches probably is a good time.
I mean, he's at the gym. That's probably actually really great content, but the cigarette thing would be...
it could be so cool if they...
A fighting nerd one would be great because you get all the different guys.
God, yeah, and just like, I also love when there's like crossovers, like Ian Gary going to Extreme Couture, just like anytime these big name guys go to other gyms to work, like, yeah, it could be really sick. I never even thought about that, like a Netflix version of that. And if the UFC were to sign with them, like, they'd be able to get that access.
It is interesting because WWE did sign with Netflix, and I think this week they have a behind the scenes, like with some of the wrestlers. And I know you've gotten into wrestling a little more. I'm not super into it, but I watched the trailer and I was like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, they're doing.
So you call me a wrestling diehard? You call me a mark?
You watch Raw every Monday night. You come in, you're like, "Did you guys see Raw last night?" I'm like, "All right, guys."
Yeah, for sure. No. You're right.
Yeah, they're doing like a behind the scenes on like the business though, like the booking, like the behind the scenes, like Triple H and yeah.
I don't know if UFC would do it because remember they did that doc a couple years ago.
That didn't happen again.
Didn't end up well. Oh, it was like the Aljo stuff came out.
It was a sick documentary, and they'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Dylan from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
What's up, Dylan? Shout out to Wisco.
Is it true that Max Holloway is the only reigning, defending BMF champion, or even any champion, coming after a loss?
No.
I don't see how you lose and still become reigning, defending. I guess if you don't put the belt on the line, it doesn't count, but go ahead and explain that to me.
Yeah.
And as always, shout out to the boys and Frank and the girl Andy.
Ace.
And Jordan.
Shout out to Andy. Shout out to Jordan.
Jordan at the last minute.
Yeah. Fuck Jordan. No, that's never happened because like the belt would have to be on the line.
Yeah, the belt's
like
not on the
anytime like the BMF belt it's a promotional tactic. That's all it is. Like it's just like Ilya said it. He's just like, how do I fight him, knock him out cold, and he's still the BMF.
Also, wasn't Masvidal the BMF, and then
Yeah, bro.
Mario kind of gets the BMF.
It's a
and then-
promotional tactic. The only time you're ever going to see that is when people move weight classes, and they technically made that loophole for Max because it was at 145 that he fought Ilya.
Yeah.
What up, boys?
What's up, brother?
Brent from Nebraska.
Oh, let's go. Shout out.
Shout out Keisei Tominaga.
Shout out.
Who is that?
I need
shout
Connor.
out to him.
I need your skills.
All right, let's hear it.
Oddsmaker. My little brother and I got into quite a heated debate.
Ooh.
And to settle it, I'm going to be locking myself into a room. Nothing but a laptop, not connected to the internet. Open Microsoft Word document. Now I'm going to get 1 hour
Okay.
to list off as many athletes
let's
as I can.
fucking go.
Got to be typed out, no repeats.
Yes.
And we need a line. Because him and I have a very different idea of how many I can rip off in 60 minutes.
60 minutes. I've seen
No,
people doing
no
this with
breaks,
flights.
no distractions, just 60
Yeah.
minutes, just sitting there, knowing ball, shouting out some random guys,
Fuck yeah.
Dree Archer,
This is my dream.
Carlos Condit, different guys. Any sport,
Not random.
as long as they played Division I or professional. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day.
Wait,
Okay, I thought he was going to set an over-under.
No, he's asking you to set the over/under for them. Wait, but
60 minutes?
You said you see people doing this with what? With flights?
With flights, they just bring a notebook on the flight, and you just sit there, and it could be any sport, and you just name as many athletes as
So
you
their
can.
raw dogging is right.
Or anything
Holy
like that. You
shit.
basically just get trapped in it, and like you see how many you can name. 60 minutes?
60 minutes. Set
Oh
the
my
line
gosh,
for
and
them.
it can be in any sport. 60 minutes, because like you have to think in the first like 3 or 4 minutes, you're just going to be flying. It's going to be as fast as you can possibly type in
By
names.
minute 10, you're out, I feel like.
Oh, nah. Because like you're going to slow heavy, but like, dude, at some point you just have to start going through like old rosters.
Teams, yeah,
just like
rosters.
going through teams and just naming the most random guys that you can. Like, 60 minutes? You got to think you can name at least 400. Maybe
I
even
could do
more.
400 for sure.
Let's maybe like this guy definitely like knows his sports. Like I think his first call he named Amir Abdullah. Shout out. Like I feel like maybe like what 60 would be timed up. That'd be 10 a minute. So like I don't know, 10 a minute might be a tough pace to keep. Maybe like
early you're going to be doing 30 in the first
maybe like
minute.
590.5 is like the over under.
All right, 590.5. Let us know how that goes. Let us know if your brother took the over or under.
God. Shout out to Zaza Pachulia.
Yo,
Yep.
boys in the back.
What's good, bro?
Jammer.
It's Jimmer.
Jim!
Had a question for you guys. Have any of you guys ever been in a mental rut or like a depressive state? And
Yes.
if any of you were, do you have any advice on how to get out of a state like that? Yeah, love you guys. Deuces.
Love you too, Jim. Yeah, that just happens in life, especially
Yeah.
in this new day and age where we can just get so caught up with social media and all this bullshit and doom and gloom. It happens to people often. My best advice, the way that I get out of it is A, know that it's going to come to an end. You will get out of it. Like you're not going to just stay depressed forever.
Yeah,
B,
try not to spiral, right?
Yeah.
Feel like it's never going to end. Oh my God.
yes, and don't give in to the negativity. Negativity feeds itself. If
Yeah.
it's just like, oh well, I'm so tired and I don't want to get up and I don't want to fucking go to work and man, fuck work.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it can spiral, it can add on top of each other. Don't feed into that negativity. Know it's going to get better. And then the biggest cure for it all is stay active. Go do stuff. Even if it's just like go walk to a coffee shop. Go walk to your library and get a new book. Get something to do. Start a new video game. Start like anything, any creative project. Do something. Go to the gym. Work out. Get endorphins going. Get breathing. Get moving. Do not just sit on your couch. That is sitting on your couch, eating like shit, drinking or smoking is the quickest way to continue that or to make it worse.
Yeah.
Avoid all of those things. Like anytime I'm in a very like a bad state, there's no chance I'm like gonna drink to make it worse, smoke to make it worse, do any of those things. So get active, do something, get outside, get some sunlight on your skin, and know that it will come to an end. It absolutely will.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Along the same lines, like if I've ever been in that scenario, I just go do something for me, right? We all do so much stuff for everybody else. There's so many different people that rely on us. There's so much pressure, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be work, whatever that is. We're always doing things that are like not the things we want to do. Take that, whatever time you have, whether it be the weekend or after work or before work, outline 2, 3, 4 things that you want to do yourself, that you've been dying to do, that you kind of push to the side because it's like, I don't really have time. I've got work. I've got this other obligation. Clear your schedule. Do those things that you really wanted to do, and hopefully that makes a positive impact, and you can come out of this.
And own it, man. If you need to talk to someone about it. Like getting it out of your system can make you feel a lot better. There's some times where like even if it's just like talking to like your mom or your best friend or someone where you just kind of vent it out, even if it's not them giving you advice, talking it out, writing it down to organize your thoughts. Just my biggest advice is doing something about it, whether it's exercise, whether it's the things Rick just listed, like, going to a movie, starting a new book, anything like that. Do something about it. Don't just sit in it.
And hope you're doing well, Jimmer.
Can I just say one more thing? On the line of like talking to somebody, talk to a therapist. There's no shame in that. That really, really helps.
Zero shame.
And also to what you said, Connor, about doing something, do something you can finish.
Yeah.
Because that'll really help you. So
For
if you
sure.
start a new hobby and you're like, okay, I'm going to make this painting or whatever, once you're done, you're going to feel really, really great about it. And honestly, like if you're hanging around people that are not letting you be heard, find a meetup, go meet new people. Like, I don't know if you live in the city or whatnot, but the city can be very lonely. So if you go somewhere where there's people who are looking for that connection, you're golden. You might need just a change.
Yeah. You mentioned doing something you can finish. Cleaning your apartment or cleaning your house is a great step to getting out of it. Like if you're sitting in a messy house and you're depressed, like it ain't gonna help. Getting a clean space and clearing your head is a good thing. Yeah, I like that, Andy, on being able to finish stuff.
I think what all these things have in common is like change something, right?
Yeah.
Just don't keep down the same path. If something needs to be changed, even if it's something as simple as like cleaning your space, you're going to feel a lot more positive in that space than you did before. And you're not going to have those same associations and then negativity and sitting in it, or go out, do something, meet people. As Andy said, talk to somebody that you maybe haven't talked to previously. Change something and kind of like get that momentum going in a different direction.
No doom scrolling.
No doom
get
scrolling.
the fuck
Definitely
off
do
social
that.
media.
Hey guys, 24-inch Dubs. Just want to give you guys a shout out and a round of applause for killing it on Tuesday. You guys were there for 12 hours. It seemed like you were on all day. It doesn't go unnoticed. Mad love. Peace out, Dubs.
Wow, appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
brother.
24-inch Dubs.
Yes, long day, but good day.
Really appreciate you.
What's up, boys? It's JD from BC. I've
What's
been
up, JD?
listening to Helwani ever since right after UFC 112 when nobody
Wow.
else was dropping content, and I'm sitting there refreshing YouTube over and over trying to find something, and finally Ariel was popping up with the content, and I've been
Me too,
I've
man.
been listening solid ever since.
Sick.
Rick, you boys with the crust first, then you had your catchy ass jingle with that Rick's picks that I got reminded of the other day when you guys
Mike
were
Heck?
reminiscing about
Voice
it, and
that.
now it's been
My
stuck in my
favorite.
head, so thanks for that. But anyway, I just wanted to say I love your guys' content. I listen to it all the time. I'm a carpenter. I'm working outside, and there's been way too many times that I'm working with my headphones in, and I start laughing at that damn James Tahuna drop, and the homeowners are probably looking at me, wondering what the hell's wrong with me. Anyway, so for a question, I couldn't really think of anything, but here's one just off the top of the dome. You got Star Wars, you got Harry Potter, you got Lord of the Rings, and all of the everything that's related to it in any situation.
Whole universe.
You had to get rid of one of them.
Oh, that's.
What would it be?
I mean, this is a no-brainer
Anyway,
for
keep
Rick.
it up.
Don't
Thank
say
you
it,
very
Rick.
much.
It's a no-brainer for
I don't
Rick,
even
but I
have to say
can't
it.
do it.
I don't know. You can't? Come on, dude. Fucking Star Wars, like
Star Wars is legendary.
it's number one. There's not even a debate.
Get rid of Star Wars.
I might be with you, Andy. I might be with you.
Get rid of Star Wars?
Yeah, no. Because if I
People are
get
out
rid
of
of
your
Harry
mind.
Potter, then I'm getting rid of the books as well, which the books were just
Dude,
phenomenal.
Andor alone is better than anything that any of these other ones have ever done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Respect
Rick.
Not even
Andor.
remotely.
Respect
Rick.
Andor,
in the
but
same
you're coming from a place of great bias when it comes to Lord of the Rings. Lord of the
No.
Rings is the greatest trilogy ever made. I mean, also like A forgotten fact about the Lord of the Rings: 01, 02, 03. There it is. We're moving on with our lives. We didn't have to drag anything out.
Is that true? Were they actually 3 consecutive
01,
years?
02, 03, Oscar nominated, Oscar winning, absolutely legendary films. Moved on with our lives. Yeah, we can talk about
Moved on with our lives after 25 hours.
We can
of
talk
sitting
about The
around doing
Hobbit or whatever like that. They maybe, that was definitely like, you talk about the Lord of the Rings like it's the Hobbit trilogy.
whatever it is, it's associated with it. It's garbage.
You should watch the Hobbit trilogy then.
No, I definitely
you really
will not.
fucking hate that.
I
shit.
definitely will not.
Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars.
Can't cut it.
No, you okay? You cannot cut Star Wars. As long as you don't cut Star Wars, we're okay.
All right, so here's the thing. Like, the last trilogy of Star Wars was dog shit for me.
What about the first three?
I actually hate all the spin-offs now. I haven't watched Andor. I need to watch Andor. I need to watch Andor.
Andor is a different category.
Mandalorian fell off so hard after the first season. It was
Andor
the biggest formulaic bullshit. Just like
Andor is up there with the best TV of all time, not just the best Star Wars of all time.
All right. I can make a more educated pick after I watch Andor, but right now I'm cutting Star Wars.
This is fucking outrageous.
Gone.
This is fucking outrageous.
And this is coming from a guy that rides for 1, 2, and 3.
The other one was Harry
Potter.
Harry Potter.
You got to remember, Harry Potter came out like peak child. Like the first book dropped for me when I was 6.
I'm gonna cut both of them and just stick with Star Wars. I'll double up on the Star Wars.
This is a guy that loves Jar Jar Binks is my fucking guy. Darth Maul is my favorite villain. And
you love the 1, 2, and 3, huh?
I love the 1, 2, and 3. I had a birthday party that went and saw the third one.
I
also,
mean,
dude, you get the
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates. You also get like the Yoda fight. Like when Yoda breaks out the saber, I'm like, what is going on here? This is fucking crazy. Mace Windu with the perp? Are you kidding me?
Legendary shit.
Come on.
Jar Jar Binks. I mean, the pinnacle of
Star Wars out.
What about Nick? I want Nick's opinion.
We're cutting Harry Potter. Sorry.
Yeah, I respect
Perfectly
the
respectable.
game.
Star Wars #1. Come
Yes, Star Wars #1.
Star Wars is legendary. Star Wars is legendary.
A smart.
It's
man.
actually a great question. Those three are like so elite.
They are like the sci-fi right now, like the stories that are like the most tonnage too. There's so much out there of these three.
If you're just going movies, Harry Potter out. But the books,
I agree with that.
I love the book.
Oh no, actually, Lord of the Rings still, but
Wow. Nobody asked Jordan. Jordan's still here.
Jordan, what do you think?
Oh,
man?
Jordan.
I didn't know I needed to answer this, but yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Goodbye, Jordan. Never mind. We don't want to hear from him. We're done. We're done here. We're done.
I had an ally all this time with Jordan. I didn't even know.
I have supported you
I'm starting
through
to
this whole
think
endeavor.
You guys have never watched Lord of the Rings, and you're
No,
just
I've
like
watched
in
one
high
and a
school.
half
You were like,
movies.
they're so nerdy. They're so nerdy.
No.
I've watched
Is Star
one
Wars
and a half
not nerdy?
movies.
Star Wars is nerdy. Harry Potter's nerdy. They're all nerdy.
Read The Hobbit.
I play Magic the fucking Gathering, Connor. If anybody's not scared of being called a nerd, it's me. Lord of the Rings sucks. All right.
Last one.
Hey, boys. D-O-double-N.
Thank God.
Let's go.
Really tough week for Lucas Bresky on my fantasy team. We are obviously going to be appealing it. I don't think we saw a tap, but for now, it is -1 point for losing by finish.
Why does it sound like he's in a bathroom?
You guys
sitting
probably
on the
saw
toilet?
it.
Maybe he's in the
Tweeted
back
out
cave?
my
PFL back
favorite PFL fights, and yeah, I have seen them all. So obviously had to go with Jake Flynn versus Clifford Starks. Pull that up, somebody. You definitely remember it. How could you forget? What is your guys' favorite PFL fight? Let me know.
Easy.
What else we got?
Oh.
Started playing My Summer Vacation. Or getting ready to anyway. It's a PlayStation game. Came out in 2000. Game follows summer vacations of Boku, a city-dwelling 9-year-old boy who, in August 1975, is sent to stay with his extended family in the Japanese countryside for a month. Gameplay takes place in an open-ended environment where the player is sent to determine how Boku spends his 31 in-game days of his summer vacation, with few set goals or specific obligations of gameplay progression. So, obviously, you're going to want to play this one in August, Frank. Take it easy. Take care.
Oh, Double D. What a legend.
Wow, what a fucking legend. He sounded a little depressed. He really was getting bummed out about Lucas Bresky losing for his fantasy team. Best fight is Paul Hughes.
Paul Hughes, easy.
Like that's an easy one for me. I'm gonna have to download this summer vacation game. My
you
summer
and Frank
vacation.
can play it.
Wow, Boku no Natsuyatsumi 2 also came out. Someone said it might be the coziest game I've ever tried. Shout out Don Davis, absolute legend.
What system is that on? PlayStation, you said?
I see PS2, I think.
Oh, incredible.
It looks like Nintendo Switch has a version of it as well. Yeah. Shout out. All right, thank you so much for anyone that called in. We really appreciate it. That's the voicemails. Bit of breaking news. Huge one here. Middleweight division. UFC 321. Get it, Nick.
What?
Ikram Aliskerov? June Young Park. Iron Turtle getting a big fight.
God damn.
On October 25th. Let's go. June Young Park and Tom Aspinall on the same card. Are you fucking kidding me? Doesn't get any better than that.
Wait, what's Iron Turtle's record right now? Like what kind of streak is he on?
2 straight, I think.
2 straight.
He got
Tavares?
robbed by Andre Muniz, so he actually should be on a 7-fight win streak.
Holy shit.
He got robbed by
momentum. You beat Ikram. You beat Aliskerov.
Iron
you're
Turtle title shot.
Damn.
Turtle versus Hamzat. Turtle versus the Wolf.
Before we go to Super Chats, I do want to acknowledge a few things. One thing first, we had a tweet here from, or an X post, I don't know what they call it. I'm going to call it a tweet, from Vince McMahon, former founder, CEO of WWE, on the passing of Hulk Hogan. He said, "The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time, someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into a global phenomenon. His grit and unbridled thirst for success were unparalleled and made him the consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. He leaves us with one of his favorite expressions: train, take your vitamins, and say your prayers. Today we pray for him." So obviously, Vince McMahon, a controversial figure himself, but the face of professional wrestling for nearly its entirety. And him granting Hulk Hogan the greatest superstar of all time status, I think, is significant, certainly from somebody who would know kind of what that is about. But there will continue to pour in like tributes to Hulk Hogan from the wrestling community, and there will also continue to pour in commentary from people who have a major issue with the latter part of his life. So again, as Ariel Helwani came on earlier and laid out, and people will continue to a very important figure, but also a very controversial figure.
Yeah, nice words from Vince McMahon there, who we don't hear from often these days. So yeah, I'm sure the tributes will continue to roll in. Nick, do we have any super chats before we go?
Super chats.
Sleeto chimes in.
Hey, there we go.
Rick, thoughts on the challenge season premiere?
I haven't been able to watch it yet.
All right, then I'm not going to give away any spoilers. It's actually not the I just want to set the record and the context for everybody. It is not officially the premiere. It's episode 0, which they do every season. This is more of like a get to know the cast type episode. And so this is more like introducing you to the challenge, to the players this season, and more of that. Next week will be the official premiere. Next week will be episode 1. But if you watched it, and Connor will soon, you get the first glimpse of our boy Ben the Bane Davis, who is making his debut on this season of the challenge. Shout out to Ben the Bane, season 41, eventual champion, gonna knock over CT in a hall brawl, I guarantee it. And breaking news, Nick, if you could hit that button one more time. Ben the Bane Davis, 1 week from now, here in studio, joining us to talk about everything challenge, everything in his life, all the fight stuff. Ben the Bane in studio 1 week from today.
Let's fucking go. First
Looking forward to having
guest
him.
for Boys in the Back.
First
ever.
studio guest and a
Ben
fitting
the Bane
one.
Davis.
Well, I think he was our first guest on the show.
No, Oscar was.
Oscar Willis. That's right, because he beat him. We're not going to talk about that on the show, or maybe we will, because
we will.
Bane's a
fighter,
good scorer.
grappler, karate combat,
commentator,
challenge, commentator.
I think he launched a new podcast just recently. A lot to talk to him about in studio. On the day after the episode 1 premiere of the challenge, season 41.
Let's go.
Shout out to Ben the Bane.
Shout out.
Joshua Freeman writes in, Proches, Nightmare, Gaethje highlight, Thanks, boys in the
Good
back.
nicknames for sure.
Those
Yeah.
are good ones. Shout out to Josh Freeman.
Justin the
Former
Highlight
Bucks
Gaethje is a good one. Is
Oh,
a
yeah.
good one. You know what I've always loved? Dominique Wilkins' human highlight reel, and I've always also loved Vince Carter, half man, half amazing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a really good one too.
Great ones.
From NBA.
Great ones.
And finally, Daniel chimes in, which has some poor grammar. What's GC said? Fuck you, Frank.
Yeah, the list, Dan.
For the list?
The list.
Yeah.
He's out there in Phoenix right now, sun tanning.
Do we do another like if you're watching, give the secret code?
Yeah, if you're watching, Frank, what did I say to you after you gave that list in? That's the question. Don't see him in the chat. He's always in the chat, man.
Nah, he's off the grid now. But by the way, I mean Nick did a fantastic job. So
what do we need Frank for?
We don't even need Frank.
We don't even need him. All right. That's going to do it for us here on the Boys in the Back episode in the books. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow, the Crack, Pete, we'll get you ready for the weekend. Wow, only 50.
Low shout out.
Shout out.
Nice. Thank you to Ariel Helwani for joining us earlier as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to Ariel.
Shout out to Ariel. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Watch the Crack tomorrow. Pizza gets you ready for the weekend, and then we will be back on Monday. Enjoy the fights. UFC Abu Dhabi. Noon start doesn't get any better than that. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.